What up, Joe? What up, Joe? What's good? What up, just a second, guy. Just making sure I got my little notes here. Everybody, come on in. Come on in. What up, though, lady son goddess William? What up, though? The Oliver Parker. What's up? What is good? What is good? Salute, salute, salute. Um. Oh shoot. I did reach out to Vincent. We did go over. We did some emailing. All right. So I know he said he get off around 7 o'clock. Um, but I'm gonna open it up just in case. All right. Let me do this first. All right. Let me do this first before we even start. Let me go over here, and he might be able to join us. He may not. I don't know yet. All right. Because again, he gets off at 7. Um, taking care of some business. So if he be able to jump on, that'd be cool. If not, we'll catch him on the next one. But salute everybody. What is up? We definitely gonna talk about it. It came out last night, on the live show yesterday on Zappiti, and them going out of business. Um, it's an unfortunate situation. Um, you know, uh, because so many people, in my opinion, have invested. And, I feel sorry for the people who, like, within the recent year, who invested in this product and it's already down. So, in today's video, um, I'm going to give some great alternatives, some things that you can think about, to the Zapati users that hopefully it can help them. I saw the letter, I saw a few videos. I was even on Haterade channel, who was even talking about it, and he gave his perspective. I think a lot of everybody gave their perspective. But one thing I always tell y'all, always be in control of everything, right? Try to be in control of your content. Try to be in control of your services. Try to be in much control as possible, because we know that they can turn off the lights, that switch any minute. We can wake up and everything is gone. We always say have a backup. And this is definitely the perfect example of you needing a backup. And to me, this is my thing. Out of all of them, them devices I'm gonna talk about, um, you should have your own content at the end of the day. Rip your own however you get your content. Have the physical content. That way is one software or application goes down, you can always move it to another hardware or software and get it right back going. Um, even for people who have a Plex, always back up your content for your Plex just in case any type of hard drive go down. That way, if it goes out, you don't have a NAS, you don't have it backed up, you can always just pull it out, throw it to the side, grab your other device, and plug it right in and be right back up and going. Um, but in this situation, how many people even had backups? Because a lot of it was cloud based, even though they did have a hardware, which is a NAS, that would rip directly from a source and add it on. But I'm quite sure a lot of people probably use the cloud service. And it's an unfortunate situation that they're going through. And like I said earlier, you hate to see that someone invested in this product and then all of a sudden it's gone. Really, if this happened not even 6 months ago, you saved your money up and you went and got it, and it's already gone. So I know with Zappiti and other devices, yeah, they allow you to bring your physical copy, but I, I'm almost I'm almost sure that a lot of people just picked it, paid, and it dropped down, and that was it. They didn't have the physical copy of it. They didn't have the physical disc or anything, man. And so what they're doing right now with Zappiti, um, they said they're going to create an app. Here's the problem I have with that. You're going to create an app and then charge me to use it just so I can watch my content. I think that is like not cool at all. They can do something where maybe they can come up with some type of plan to allow them to even use Cody or something, some type of application that they can use. But they said, for a small fee. What is that small fee? Is it $2? Is it $12? Is it $30? What is that fee to allow me to continue on to continue to watch my content? That's the crazy thing about it. You know, everybody gonna still try to make a buck. Even even though Zappiti was going out and another company, we really don't know behind the scenes, but another organization took over, and look what happened. All right, we gonna close the doors, uh, you know. But if they want to watch their content, they can go to this app for a small fee. What is the small fee? We don't know yet. You know, so it's just a tough situation to be in, really, when like people done build their home theaters off of this device, and it's a sad situation. Now, rumors say it's supposed to go down sometime in December. I don't know. I don't own the product. Only thing I can go by is what individuals say. So I'm just hearing December. I'm not hearing any dates, but December will be here in no time. But it is what it is. But if you are a part of a forum, or you are a part of that, you know that family, Zappiti, a part of sorry about that, a part of that family, you know, I'm definitely going to talk to you about some things that you can do that you may not know that you can do, but it's going to start with you only. And with you need to learn how to get your own content. All right. Don't be trusting these cloud based um, sources or anything like that. Learn how to get the content yourself. Listen, I rip my DVDs. Well, I rip my Ultra Blu-rays. Where is it at? Right here. Where is my? Oh, here it is, right here. All right, it's a little dusty right now, right? But I got an LG. It's an LG model, and there are plenty of videos on what you can do to get your content. You can set this up to your computer. Depending on your computer, for me to rip a 4K, which is totally legal, for me to rip a 4K, a Ultra HD, it usually take roughly around an hour. And I'm talking between 60, 70, 80 gigs on the Ultra HD, you know, for you to rip it. The program that I use is Make MKV, and you can use some other sources too. Let me just see. Here's another one that I have. And again, I always invest. I always invest. And again, you know, you can connect this to your PC via USB, as you see right there, and go with make MKV, and the rest is history. There are so many videos out on it that you can use to actually, well, it won't pop open unless it has power. All right, well, let's get it some power then. As you saw it come on, and there it is right there. So I'm gonna just take it out right now. All right. So again, you get you one, and you just set it up, and the rest is history. You can, like I said, on a day that you're off, maybe you don't have anything to do, you just rip your movies, wait about to put a timer on it, wait about an hour, and you can have you some 4K content on your computer ready to put it either on a NAS, external drive, uh, or even as a do, or even NVIDIA Shield. All right. But let's do this. Salute to everybody. Do not forget to smack that thumbs up. Again, we're going to talk about it. Let me go ahead and present this, share the screen. All right. And excuse my voice. I don't know why my voice be struggling like it do. I don't know when I get on here. But again, this is from this website, Steer1Net or SteeroNet. Um, no more. The company liquidated. And you see it says Zappiti was a hardware manufacturer with an extensive range of 4K media players. Um, I'm looking at, and it said is right here in the statement, distributed by its customers. It says, with great sadness that I have to announce that Zappiti will be over soon. It continued. As you already know, we've been fighting since January to keep our baby alive, but unfortunately, justice, what justice is, I don't know, has refused to hear us. Now, that's very, very interesting. All right. I'm gonna see if I can make this bigger. All right. But it says it right here, justice. All right, which is a key word. Because they've been getting some pushback from our federal government, because, like I heard in another video, where the NAS device actually was a ripper, and you could just take your disk and rip it. I don't know. It just said justice has refused to hear us. Um, and it just said, it's an unfortunate situation. But it was kind of popular. I can't lie about it. It was pretty popular, but at the end of the day, um, they got to close their doors. So with that being said, a lot of y'all are familiar with some of these streaming services, and so I went to reviews.org, and some of this you may have to use. I'm not telling you to use them, but these might be some great alternatives just until you get everything situated. Some of y'all like Marvel, some of y'all like Disney, some of y'all like Prime, but you may have to get a couple of these until you get everything structured just to watch some content. Some of the newer content that's being released. All right. Again, some of the newer content that's being released. All right. I'm not talking about that content that you already have, because again, they said you got until December to actually go forward with this. So again, you may have to go that route. All right. You may have to go with it and just check out your prices, whatever's in your budget. You can go from there. Now, some of y'all who got the money, there are a couple of devices that are out there that pretty much do the same thing as the Zappiti, if not better. But you got the modulus. Remember, we looked at this last year. A very, very solid device. Very, very solid device right here. And I'm gonna just go to this one right here, just for demonstration. As you see, you're talking like $9,000. But some of y'all may have that, in the bank. You can afford it. And then, as you see, for $9,000, it'll give you 4 trays for 4 internal drives to go inside. That way you can keep your content local, and not up in the cloud um, on here. But it is a nice device. Again, you can just Google modulus and then you can go from there. Again, my thing about this, if I can't have it local, as you see right here, if I can't have the content local, I really don't want it, when I'm trying to build my library. So that may be something that you can do and check out on your own. Do your research, people. Definitely do that. But again, this is a very, very nice device. Also, its competitor, you got a kaleidoscope. All right. And again, uh, I'm not going to play the video, but you know what you get. For home theater enthusiasts, I do like it. I like how it's set up. It probably runs very, very, very good. And with the modulus and the kaleidoscope, you probably going to get, other than the movie theaters, you're probably going to get the purest quality. Let me say that again. You're probably most likely going to get the next best thing to it being released, not on a 4K, but directly from the the company itself. I hear my phone. I don't know where my phone is at, but it's probably somewhere up under my desk. But you're probably gonna get the next best thing to from it coming from the source. Compared to compressing it and putting it on a 4K. For instance, let's take Avatar, the last Avatar that just came out. That movie is probably 200, 300 gigs. But as it come out on 4K, they're going to have to compress it just so it can fit on an Ultra HD 4K um, disc. So, but when it's coming from, Kaleidoscope or modular theaters, you're probably going to get the purest. The purest, the next best thing, which is better quality than Ultra HD 4K disc. All right. But again, you're going to pay for these devices. These are not cheap devices. But again, if my money was right, I would probably try it out. Will I keep it? I don't know. But will I try it out? Yeah, I'll try it out and see exactly how it is. Now, the next thing that you can do without what you learn over here. Start your own media library. One way you can do it is by using Plex. All right. Plex allows you to start it, build it up, and it looks very, very good. Now, if you get the Plex Pass, you get some extra features like transcoding, um, recording. You can record some content and have some little extra features attached to your Plex. But other than this, you'll be able to start your own media library as far as movies, TV shows, uh, music. You can put your pictures on here, documents. You can do all of that with Plex. For some of y'all who may not know, Plex is actually a branch off of Kodi. You had some engineers who left Kodi and started Plex. All right. And not only that, you can actually do the same thing, start your own library on Kodi. It's just such a learning curve that people don't want to go through it. You got some people out there that do it, but a lot of people would be like, nah, man, I ain't got time to be going here, then going here, have to turn this on, go here, activate this, go here. Now I got to tell it to point, all of that. Plex just make it easier. Plex is, you got other services or software or programs similar to Plex, which is MB. And then you got another one. What is the other one? I don't forgot because I don't use either MB and I don't use the other one. But there are others out there along with Kodi that you can use. But again, with Plex, you can share this with your family members. So say if you start in your Plex, everything looks beautiful, you getting your content and you adding it to your Plex. The best thing about the Plex, and I think this is what people love about the Plex more than anything, you can share it. You can share it with family and friends. Like right now with my Plex, if I wanted to, all I would need is your email, and then you would just go in and you can go and watch my Plex. But again, it's really not meant for paid, to be out here selling your Plex or anything like that. I mean, it's legal, totally legal, where it allows you to share your digital media across not only your network, but have someone in your family, uh, give access to your Plex. With Plex, it's so much you can do with this. It's so much. I would just give you a little bit of my Plex right here. And as you see, all the categories will be over to the left. As you see, like if I go into 4K movies, I'm starting to build this up. All of this is just 4K films. All right. I even started this one, my Tubi films for Tubi TV, where I'm documenting or adding different movies, TV shows to my device. Uh, to my Plex. Plex runs on multiple platforms such as the NVIDIA Shield. You can run a Plex server on the Zidoo. I mean, not the Zidoo, but the NVIDIA Shield, the NAS. You can run it on your PC. And if you got a router such as the Netgear Nighthawk X10, it comes with a dedicated Plex media server. So you can connect your external drive, whichever you have that carries your movie, on to that device and you can share it. I mean, it's very, very easy. But this is Plex right here. It just allows you to add different digital media content, and you build this up yourself. You build it up yourself, and yes, I mean it looks very, very similar to this Kaleidoscape, the Modulus, and formerly the Zappiti. All right, Zappiti. It looks very, 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 very similar. And so as you see it, you get to go through the motions and go from there. It's very, very nice. And with the extra features, to play the trailers and stuff like that, is pretty, pretty nice as well. And again, you can label it yourself. You can give it the names that you want, all the categories, you can do it and just enjoy different films. All right. So it's very, very nice. Again, one click play. And did I say you can share it with your family and friends? All right. Now don't have the whole neighborhood or all your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, all 100 of your cousins on your Plex. Because the more people you have watching your Plex, the more it affects your network. So, I mean, if you're going to add 10 to 15 people, that'll be fine as well. But now you start getting up in the 40 and the 50, you got your whole family on there. Yes, it can affect your network. All right. So from there, guys, different devices do different things. So as you know, on here, I love the Apple TV 4K. I love it. I love it. I really, really love it. But you can actually do the same thing with Plex on the NVIDIA Shield, and you can also have Infuse video player on the Apple TV. So on this Apple TV, you can have the Infuse and Plex, and here it is. This is the Infuse video player, which is very, very nice. I think with the Infuse, it only lacks a couple of things as far as the audio codec. Um, if I'm not mistaken, it might be missing one and two video codecs. Other than that, this bad boy plays. It looked good. It depending on your setup, your television. If you got a real nice television, this bad boy will make it sparkle. This Infuse app. So just remember, those come on um, the Apple TV. So with the Apple TV, yes, you can get a Plex media player, not the server, but you can get the player on here. It will play it. Now with this device right here, this is the NVIDIA Shield. This is called the NVIDIA Shield TV. Now this model right here on the right hand side, which looks like a console. All right, this is the box. This comes with a media server. Not only does it come with a media server, it comes with the Plex media player. So you can do both. You can have this play as your Plex media server, or you can just have it Plex as your Plex media player. Either one. But it does give you an option. Now let me give you some deep, some let me give you some context on this device. The Plex media server on the NVIDIA Shield is not always friendly. It is not always friendly. Sometimes you may have to go down there, unplug, power down the unit. When it has a major update, you can guarantee your Plex server is going to be affected by it. All right. It's going to be affected by it. If it's up to me, I would just tell you to get a NAS or get your PC and have that run your Plex media server before this runs your Plex media server. It's been a hit and miss with everybody who has this device, including myself. All right. But you can't go wrong with this device because it has all the audio codecs and it has all the video codecs. So for all of my people who got receivers and sound bars, you got them higher end televisions, you're going to be it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice when you use that Plex media player. It's definitely going to be beautiful on your television. With that being said, you do have this device right here, which are zidoo media players. Now, these devices allow you to start your own media collection. All right, you start it up, and it goes from there. Now, would you put Plex on this? You don't need Plex on this. It has its own dedicated application. So you don't need Plex on this. Depending on which model, you might be looking and saying, which Fatico? This is where I ordered my newest Zidoo, which I have let me see which model. I have this model right here, the Z20 Pro. Um, don't have no problems with it. Um, it just works. All right. My movie collection, when I can set this up to pull data from my NAS. I can set it up to pull data from another zidoo device. I can set this device up to pull data from my PC as well. All right. And now the beautiful thing about this device or all these streaming devices on with zidoo, you don't have to create any categories like you have to do with like you have to do with uh plex. All of this we have to create. Well, with the zidoo, you don't have to do that. You can have one folder full of your movies and it will categorize it yourself. That's the reason why these devices are very expensive. You might say, man, this is less powerful than the NVIDIA Shield, but it costs more. Well, you're going to do the work. You're going to do the work on these devices running your Plex. With zidoo, you don't have to even worry about that. You definitely don't have to worry about that. And again, for people who may need this URL, I'm going to copy it and put it inside of the chat. And salute to everybody in the chat. I have not been looking at the chat because I'm doing my presentation. Either one of these devices you can use and get the job done. Now, let me give you one hint. He got a zidoo Z9X Pro. This device right here. If you have a NAS, if you have a server that's built on your PC or connected to your router, this is perfect. All right. You don't need one of the ones that have a tray unless you want it. If you want one that has a disk tray that you could put an internal drive inside, that'll be on you. All right. But I'm telling you, if you have a NAS, you can go with the lower, the cheaper one, which is 246, which you can get a couple of these on Amazon in the United States right now. But now, if you want some higher end ones that pretty much perform the same way, then you're going to have to order it off of here. All right. But if you go to Amazon and type in zidoo, Zidoo, you're going to come up probably with this model, and you might see one of these on there. All right. And then go for it. You're not going to see this one, which is the Ever Solo. You're not going to see that. You're not going to see the Z2600. I don't think you're going to see the Z2000 or the 5000. So I think there are alternatives, but if there's a lesson to be learned, forget the cloud system, people. If I had to give you some advice, do not do the cloud. The cloud is just, it's too iffy, and they can turn that switch off anytime. All right. Try to get the physical media. Try to get the physical media, because even with Plex, guys, if Plex was to turn off the switch right now, you still got your media. You can take some, listen, it's so many applications that will pick up across your network, that will pick up your collection right here. It might not look this good, but at the end of the day, you still have your physical media. Yep. And so we got Vincent. He must have just made it home. He's right on time because I was finishing up the presentation. And so we're going to invite him on. I'm going to make this bigger. What's up, Vincent? I don't have no audio from you. Yep. So he turning on his audio right now. And he going to give you, and I'm glad Vincent reached out because I was going to send him an email today anyway. He's going out, coming back in. But it's crazy that he got to me before I got to him. and you know, and he's someone, and he does it. He rip his movies and everything like that. But again, you know, you know, it's good to have individuals out here that try, that have these certain devices on inside of their homes. So what up, Doe? What's good? I'm gonna come from the bottom. I saw one Christmas light. What's up, yo yo? They just came to show some love. How you? How? Oh, hope you. I got to put on my bifocals. I'm over there saying hi, hope. Um, I said how. Hope you are doing well. Can you
Can
hear
you
me
hear me,
now?
Dale?
I got you now. Yep, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, got you. But big
How you doing?
salute. I'm good. Big salute, yo, yo. Thank you for the love, baby girl. So what's up, Vincent? We talked about you last night.
Oh, really?
Rich came over here. I didn't hear anything about it,
Oh,
but
yeah. Well,
Rich,
this has been going on. Remember, I told you the last time that you did it that they were um, in some negotiations. It's a lot larger than what you think. Uh, I don't know if you've seen the letter that
they,
they.
yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, the letter, Rich put it in the chat, and then I went online and actually found it.
Right,
If you want
right,
to go over it, definitely you can.
right. Well, you have to read. You got to read behind the lines. I'm not sure if anybody knows, but they made a NAS drive several years ago. No, it's been about a year ago. That immediately uh, came offline. When it came offline quickly, especially in the United States, because of the laws that we have in the United States. And I was talking to the Zappiti people, and it came from somebody in Florida, and I can't remember the name of the company. And I'm like, well, what is this? And they said that that was the new name because I wanted some software to update um, my Zappiti. Um, and they said, well, some stuff is coming. Uh, they were in negotiations, so they're making it seem as if it's a software thing. They use that video player, the Zappiti video player, as a software that connects everything, and they use things in the cloud.
Mhm.
Um, but if you really look at the letter, and as they say that they tried to explain themselves, you know, there's more going on behind the scene, and believe me, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Um, there are other companies that zidoo do that they're going to be right behind um, Zappiti because of the way that the content is getting in it, and it really comes down to the ripping of um, your content.
Okay.
If you notice, if you go to Best Buy, there used to be rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of DVDs and Blu-rays and 4K videos. If you go to those places now, they barely have
A
any
row.
of those. Right. And if you notice, companies like Disney, you can't find that stuff anymore. None of that stuff is available. Why? What are they doing? What's Disney, especially Disney? What are they doing?
But Disney is losing money.
No, but what do you have to do to get the Disney movies? It's streaming.
Yeah, you definitely got to
You,
stream it now.
have to stream. You have to stream, and a lot of this stuff is coming down to, um, like you talked about. I mean, like your Plex server, people having Plex and sharing uh, Plex. That's not making any money for these companies.
Mhm.
They don't want you doing that, and so now it's coming back to, can you legally rip your own content? Can you do it? That's
Uh,
that's that's that gray area. That's that gray area. And if you notice, um, these type of devices, like I said, this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. If
mm,
you notice, like the dudes that came out, the one feature that you didn't like that was what with the new ones and the old ones,
yeah, they removed the HDMI input.
and you know why, right?
Uh, I heard rumors, but I
You know
never got
why.
to do.
When Zappiti new ones came out, what did they continue to have?
What do they have? Would they have
That
HDMI
HDMI, that HDMI was in there.
input?
Yep,
Okay, okay,
it remained. So again, if you look at the dots and you start connecting the dots, you see where all this is going. You see where a lot of this is going.
so you saying that's one of the reasons the dude got the heads up? That
Right,
was okay,
right,
okay, okay.
right, right. Because the PD fought to get it. So, you know, what they're doing is they're coming out with some new software. Um, and it becomes the that now that you're going to have to pay for, but you'll still be able to use your machine. It's not just a brick. Uh, when I first heard this yesterday, I was like, oh. But then I did, a little research. I talked to some people,
Okay.
um, in the industry, and uh, as YouTube, you gotta be careful what you do and what you say and what you promote, because a lot of times you kill yourself. The people who do the content creators on YouTube. So
Yeah,
you just got to be careful. You got to be careful what you do, and what you say.
yeah,
Um, it's a lot of people that are looking at other options. Including myself. I have a home theater,
mm,
so and I have Blu-rays and I have 4K um, movies and I have a player. Um, but you don't always want to do that when these um, machines came out to allow you to rip your own and then utilize on your network. For me, that was easy. You
mm,
know, you're getting high quality, you get one for one, but the companies don't like that. The companies that produce this stuff don't like that.
yeah,
So you just it's a little different because remember Brooklyn got me into the Zappiti because he first had it, and I talked to him, and he was like, he's the same way, and he's doing some other things as well.
yeah,
Um, just because you have to be careful.
yeah,
You have to be careful of what you say, and that's why a lot of people are gone from YouTube. YouTube has changed.
yeah,
If you notice, the guys and especially the home theater enthusiast guys, they show this stuff and then they let it go.
mm,
What you do with it is on you. They don't keep bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. They go. The next one come out. You got it. That's why the studios love Kaleidoscape, because they're still making money because they're selling the stuff on to the people that own the Kaleidoscapes, and it's not an issue because they're making money off of it. It's the other thing. That's why those apps that people those apps that come out that have movies and stuff on them that people were downloading. Just all that stuff. Is going has gone by the wayside because of these companies, and YouTube doesn't allow people to promote that stuff. Which no, I get it morally. I mean, legally, they're getting hit by these companies as well.
yeah, yeah. They definitely and we saw that what 3, 4, maybe starting to happen 4 or 5 years ago. And when we had to change, just talking about Cody, even though Cody was legal, but what you can do with Cody, that even if you just had Cody in your title and showing a blank empty application, you still got hit with a strike. They just really started easing up off of that. And so that's where everybody had to make their changes. As far as that, everybody had to sit back and separate. And again, like you said earlier, that is the reason you don't see a lot of creators from the past anymore. Well, for example, Steve Cornelius disappeared because what he wanted to talk about, what actually made him revenue, he couldn't talk about it anymore. He can come on and talk about a box, but that's what nobody know him for. So what's going to happen? He can't talk, he can't say, he can't teach people how to, put certain bills and stuff on there. So it's
crazy. This is bigger than just Zappiti.
Yeah.
And the other two are right behind him.
Yeah.
And listen to what I'm telling you. They're right behind him.
Yeah. What up, though? PCD, Rich in the building.
Superdell, what's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah. You got
what's up, Vincent? How you feel, man?
I'm good, my brother. How are you? Long time no see.
Yeah. Hey, I want to get your, because again, Rich broke the news to a lot of us yesterday. You were unaware of this. PCD, I want to get your take. I do see that you got a Zappiti. What are your thoughts on this?
Zappiti, nice device. If you look at it, it still got dust on it. The initial setup, what I think was the problem was, when you do the initial setup and you push your content to it, guess where it sends it to first?
Cloud.
The cloud.
Yep.
Their cloud.
Their cloud.
Yep.
I had a problem with that. Everybody on this panel, we get our content from different places and we get that new stuff. Why would you want to have new stuff in their cloud? That's why I still got dust. Been sitting over there for about 2-3 years. That's a problem.
So
that's a bad move.
Just so we can be clear with the Zappiti, what is it? Zappiti or Zappati?
I think it's Zappiti.
Zappiti. All right. With that device, were you able to ever get your own local content to it, or was it? Did you have to just strictly go?
No, they pull it. You pull it from your local, but they put it in their cloud.
Cloud. That's the thing.
Right.
The initial set was like 30, 40 minutes. I'm like.
So then that's what takes it so long when you initially.
You pull it from your source.
Right.
You pull it from your NAS or external hard drive.
You pull it from your network, and it goes to their cloud.
It goes to their cloud and then come back down.
Yeah, come back.
That's why it takes so long for them to when you first boot up. It takes a while. It takes a while.
I was wrong. I thought it was like Kaleidoscape where you did them.
No, you have to provide. No, you have to provide your own media. You provide it, and then it goes to their client, and then it comes back down to you.
Yeah, and let me tell you, the reason why it has to go to their cloud is because their cloud has the metadata to give you the poster wall.
Right. That's why the metadata there is a little different than yours, because it pulls it from there. Their software pulls the metadata. That's why, right now, if you had a new movie and you put it in there, because they've kind of shut down their cloud, you can't add anything new to it. You can add it to your library, but you're not going to get any metadata from them for the cover art. All that stuff that will no longer work.
Right.
And that's the
Wow.
difference.
Let
And
me
that's the
say this
difference. And that's
though.
the difference. And that's the difference between Zidoo's home theater 4.0 and the Zappiti video, because the Zidoo 4.0, they take the metadata straight from the internet, from TBMD or IMDb,
Right. Correct.
right?
Wow.
But
And the
what
thing,
Zappiti does is take your
The
content,
media it
put
goes
it into their
differently.
cloud, and then their cloud pulls the metadata from TBMD and gives you their poster wall. They're acting as
and
a
that's
go-between, right?
yeah,
Yeah, they're
that's the
acting as
exact thing.
Because
And
they do
that's the
that so
thing.
they
I had a,
can control. So they
And
do that so
Philly,
they
I
can
remember
control the
when it
content.
first came out, Philly. I remember when it first came out, you were like, I don't like that because you got to sign into their cloud.
yeah, you got to
Right.
sign up for with an account with your email and all that. And that's the thing.
Right.
There's one little cool feature about that. You can access your content from outside.
Right.
That was the purpose
Correct.
of it going to the cloud.
Correct. You can
And,
if
and
you have
another
an
good
app,
thing about it too. Another good thing
if
about
you
it
have
too is
the
that
app on your if you have the app on your like I could take this wherever I go and I can pull up my app.
It has a
Okay.
client.
right,
Right.
Oh, so that was the competitiveness to Plex.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
one
difference.
other thing, you know, Vincent. One other thing is that you could be allowed to change anything to the metadata that is stored in the cloud,
Correct.
and whenever you change it, then somebody else can always access it from somewhere else.
Correct. Correct.
That was
That's
another
how you had
advantage
to,
too.
that's how you were able to get, 5, 10 picture walls of one movie that I haven't seen that before because somebody else may have uploaded it.
Right.
And they put it all into one data bank. And when they pull the metadata so that when you go in, you can change all of that. You can change your cover art on your the background, you can change your cover art on a particular movie. You can do all of that.
Mm.
It was so funny. I put initial setup, I threw 100 movies on a hard drive connected to it. It was like 40 minutes and still wasn't
all
done.
day, didn't it?
I'm like,
Yep.
oh no, I can't do this. Then I had some
Right,
newer
'cause
stuff
it was
that just
setting it up
came
for the
out.
file. Right.
New stuff that just came out. I'm like, is they gonna flag that or are they gonna allow it? I shut it down right then and there. Then I'm going through the settings to keep the cloud off. You cannot use that device unless you sign into their cloud app. That's crazy.
That's why
it's a brick without it.
It takes a while when you turn it on. I don't know how long the zidoo takes, but it probably takes a good, especially if you're going into the Zappiti video player. It takes a good minute for that stuff to go through what it's going through to pull your stuff from the cloud, and then it starts loading, and it takes probably another four depending upon how many movies you have in your library. It might take another 3 or 4 minutes for all of the art to come back down.
Yep. But now this is the thing. I want, since Zidoo made their move, right? They got rid of the HDMI input. Give me your take on how this will, like, you think that it would affect Zidoo coming down the line.
Yep.
Like, you think they're gonna be mad because of that application, that home theater? I would like to get all of y'all take on that.
Bingo! You hit it. That's what it is. That's what this is all about. That software. That's what all of this is all about. They
I disagree, Vincent, because their stuff was in the cloud. You had to use their cloud.
Yeah, that's a part of it. I mean, that's just a part of it. It's just that you're taking the rips. Period. Is they don't want people doing that.
Yeah, but that's legal. You're allowed to make a copy of a DVD that you paid for. It's legal in America.
Is it?
Yeah.
You can make a copy of it, but can you put it somewhere? You can make I agree with you, the fact that you can make a copy of it, but can you put it on something?
Yeah, in your library.
I that part of it, that's the cloudy part. That's where the gray areas start.
And I get that. Yeah.
That's where they see that, and see y'all. See, now y'all getting it. Now you're starting to think. That's where the stuff is going. That's where the stuff is going.
Yeah, because I know legally, and I know I read that in the United States, you are legal.
Backup copy.
You can make a backup copy,
Right.
But they don't want you to make a backup copy. And again, that's a gray area because that hasn't been that law is so dang on old from what, the 1980s or something.
Well, put it this way: you just saw a company say that we can't do this no more.
Yeah,
You saw a company put out a player that was a ripper, and as soon as it came out, it was gone.
yeah.
That thing was a beast, but I knew that was going to be a problem.
Vincent, you remember that NAS that Zappiti had, right? It was a ripper.
As soon as
NAS
it
in
came
one.
out, it was gone.
Yes. It was gone in the
You
US.
can't-
You can still get it outside of the
can't
US
get
now. You
that
can't
in
get it in
the
the US
United
anymore.
States of America. You can't get
So
it.
that was one of the major problems with Zappiti initially. That was one of the
Right.
major problems. And the
And
reason why I think
again,
they come down
they
so hard
still
on
have that
Zappiti right now.
HDMI walk down.
Right.
Yeah, they removed
And
that.
that NAS. And that NAS is
Because-
still active in a lot of homes in America right now. Even though it is outlawed.
Hey,
I
Vincent,
definitely
let me
want-
say this. Vincent, excuse me, sorry about that, though.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You're a pity. Let me say this. Your pity is not a brick. Nobody's is.
Oh, no. No, it's not a brick. You know, I just can't. I'm just not going to be able to use it the way that I was using it with all that pretty art and that on the foot of
Vincent, I want you to listen to this. Anybody know to come to my channel, right? I make content, but I'm not going to give you everything. I want you to think.
Mm-hmm.
Now, understand this statement. What media service apps out there that are APK? Can Zappiti take APKs, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What media server apps out there you can use as an APK?
Oh, there's a whole bunch.
Come on, y'all.
There's a bunch of
And
them.
got pretty art.
Right. You got Nova. You know, it's a bunch.
That's not a server. That's not a server.
Right.
You said name a server?
A media app out there that has is a server.
Plex.
We got Plex, but I got you right there. What APK can install on what device? Plex APK. It only can go on one device. Am I right? NVIDIA Shield. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Other than PC, yeah. Only, yeah. But
Let
you
me make
said
this statement. What was first? Cody, Dell said it earlier. Then it went to the developers in there bounced off and made Plex.
Plex, correct.
Then it was some developers that left Plex and went where?
shit, where they went over to they left Envy.
Envy.
That Jellyfin.
And then Jellyfin. Once Jellyfin went paid, the developers left there and made an open source called Jellyfin.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, Envy is the only APK that can go install on any device. Plex,
That's a server,
NVIDIA Shield. Yup.
Okay.
And a client. Plex has a server and a client, but where the server can be installed at? Only on NVIDIA Shields.
NVIDIA Shield.
I've been pushing Envy, and I want people to think, I can't give you everything. Vincent, if you go to Envy site, go to the downloads, get Envy media server, install it,
Right. And
scan your
see,
stuff, and you will have all this art right there.
that's where all of this is, and see, and you hit it right on the head, Philly, because that's where all this is going. It's like, if you notice with the new zidoo, they don't come with what? What
The
don't they come
HDMI
with?
in.
Huh?
The end.
They don't come with the Play Store anymore, right?
Yeah, well, let me explain this. They don't like zidoo devices never like the Play Store.
Right.
All the devices, the early devices, the X9 and the Z9, they never came with the Play Store because the Play Store take up resources.
Right. But look at where this is going. Look at where this is going. They're getting away from that. No, we don't do that. We are strictly a media server.
Yeah.
We don't get into those apps. We don't get into the APKs. That's why they're going. If you go to the Dooms now, Dooms don't come with any of that stuff anymore. They're almost bare bones server, and people like Philly, you know how to manipulate it.
Yeah, but I think that's a good thing, right? That's because
In the long run it is, but you know,
yeah,
you have to be you have to be smart about how you educate with
yeah.
this stuff.
Exactly.
I'll tell you this.
That's what this is all about. You know, sometimes we flood the airways with this stuff when we need to shut up. I
But
mean, just to be blunt, just to be
I tell you,
blunt.
well, that can go. I don't know, because if you give me a device, right, and it's capable of it, you know, because you can have a powerful company like the Nvidia Shield trying to bully a smaller company because we are very similar and we kind of do the same thing. Because what's the difference between a zidoo and an Nvidia Shield? Only difference is a processor chip, because they can both put applications on it, right? Uh, you one of them got is a plex server, you know, and honestly, you got one that's bare bone, and you got another one that's saying, "Listen, come on over here. We got the license to put this on there." You know, on the zidoo, you got to just sit back and build it up. You know,
That's it.
On
and
your
that
own, right?
I think that's a smart. To me, I think that's smart, because with zidoo can sit back and say, "Listen, we don't promote none of that stuff. We don't promote it. Our devices come with just a media player, which is no different from VLC, no different from Nova Video Player that you can get on the Nvidia Shield." I tell you, Vincent, do you think it's bullying going on behind the scenes?
No, it's the company, it's the movie companies that are trying to make their money back. They lost a lot of money and they are trying to get back into the game. They can do it with Kaleidoscape.
Okay.
They
Okay.
can't do it with and again we're coming back to this gray area of
Right.
ripping content. Again, that's basically what this boils
That's
down
what
to.
it comes down to.
It comes down to the content. Who owns the content? Yeah, because I mean, if you really look at it, the media the way it is now is really dead. You know,
Media is done.
Blu-rays and 4K discs are done.
It's pretty much over almost.
It's done.
For those.
Now everything is stream.
Yeah.
Everything has become a stream.
Yes.
All the movies become streams. So now it's okay, how can we control that with not allowing people? So now, you know, where are you going to get that stuff? Because you if you have a HDMI in, you can still copy stuff because you can break the copy protection. You can't do that anymore. I mean, you got to think about what's going on here, fellas. This is how they're thinking. You have to think like them.
Is it against the law though to do that?
They own the content. It's their content.
No, not if you. I'm saying
I
like
purchased it. It's my content.
Well, to
that's
a
what
point.
that's what I'm about to add.
To a point, because even like if you look at Kaleidoscape. You know, I have friends that have Kaleidoscapes. Beautiful. I mean, you talk about you can't get no better than a Kaleidoscape. It's expensive, but guess what? You don't own the content. you get a client. It's almost like Zappiti, Philly. You get a client, but you don't own that content.
Because they paying for the license.
Right.
Basically, Kaleidoscape is no different from Disney.
Exactly.
All them people that's bringing.
It's just that, right. It's just that you can pull it up at any time that you want.
Instead of you getting up going to Best Buy, Target.
Right. It's there. It's there. You can look at it at any time you want. So, you know.
And their download time from Kaleidoscape, from what I heard, is like 7 minutes, even on the Ultra HD.
Yeah, and a big, 100 gig, 100 gig movie, right? 7-8 minutes. It's still some time to download it to your client, and then
I heard it's
but
very
you got to
fast.
buy everything. You have to buy the drives. You have to buy the client. You have to buy everything from them. That's how they make their money.
Yeah,
And you got to buy the movie.
yeah. So let me ask y'all another question. Do you think, how long do you think before the war begins between government and these devices that we have on hand, as far as allowing us to go and buy a movie, rip it, and put it on our devices?
Well, if they stop making the movies on DVD, it's not going to be an issue.
You got that.
They can stop that at any time.
You got
And,
that one.
and like I said, if you go to Best Buy, and you look at the one aisle that they have for content. It's barely there, and you can't get certain things.
Yeah, you got to go online and actually
hope somebody's selling an old disc.
Yeah, you definitely, it's going to become Netflix online. Like, remember back in the day when you wanted to get a game or you wanted to order the movie? It's going to be like that going, because even when I go to Best Buy, I definitely don't see no CDs. I see vinyl. I do see vinyl.
That's
I see
making a
more
comeback.
vinyl than DVDs.
But think about it. Why do you see vinyl?
Because it's definitely coming back.
No, why do you see vinyls? Because I just bought a turntable and I got my father-in-law's old collection vinyl. That 70s and 80s dance music. Oh my goodness. So some of the stuff I have. But guess what? You can't replicate it. You can't copy it. You can't copy vinyl.
I disagree with that. They got vinyl recorders out there now.
Yeah, but you're not. Well, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got them.
I didn't know that.
Only reason it's not really popping because you can always just go on here and just download compared to having to listen to a whole album. It records in real time.
Right. You can get. I mean, you can get the files, the music files of those, but not, you're not going to get that crack.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that. That's not coming along with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like, you get right here something when you that crack stuff.
Yeah. they actually, I saw that a couple years ago where they had the vinyl, but then they had it, I think it was, you could record it to the flash drive, if I'm not mistaken. And so
that's defeating the purpose.
Yeah, that's definitely defeating.
There's nothing like going downstairs and listening to that stuff in your two speaker stereo system.
You're right.
Turn my 11 speakers become 2.
Right.
And listening to that music. It's nothing like it.
You're right.
There's nothing like it.
But I think the lesson on this is that is one reason why we really, as far as our content, really never liked cloud service. Honestly, I thought with y'all, you just went up there and grabbed it. I didn't know it come from your local and go up and beam back down. I did not know that.
You have it on your local. They send it up to the cloud, match it with the metadata, and then they send it back download it for your picture art, all of your wall.
And the thing is, Vincent, when seeing it up in the cloud, then I went to the access
I remember
cloud.
Philly. I remember when you first lit it up, when you first turned it on, and you said that. I tried and I saw it, and I turned it off right then and there, and that's probably been about 4 years ago.
Yes,
a good 4 years ago.
And that's 4 years ago.
I have that same Mini that you have. I have the Mini, and then I have the Neo, which is I had to get the Neo because that had I have Dolby Digital, and the Mini doesn't do Dolby Digital, so they came out with the new ones, but it still had that HDMI out.
As you see, Reginald said it does not send your movies to the cloud. I don't think they said it goes up.
No, it
but then
goes up into your metadata. It matches the
metadata come down.
metadata,
Yeah.
and then it comes back down on your
On
client.
Yeah.
Hey, that joint is like a TiVo. You must set up an account to get into your device.
It's they're almost the same, right? Yep.
You got to set up an account, or it's a brick. It's a device with an electric cord. If you don't set up an account, you can't use it.
So yeah, so that's definitely similar to the TiVo. Yeah, you got to set up.
With TiVo, you got to have some kind of email or something in there.
Yeah.
So they can reach out to you. I'm like, you sending all my stuff to the cloud. Is you sharing my stuff with people?
Yep. What about the Obama law? You talking about net neutrality?
They can already drop that too, man.
I heard about that. But here's my problem with it. You know, he said that he was going to reverse it when he first became president. Who to say he even make it to the next one, and the next president may come right behind him and reverse it back. So he might be 3 to 4 years late, because somebody actually asked President Biden about this before he even came president, and he said he would change it back to the way President Obama had it, where your internet provider did not control, because as we know right now, they got over on us. When he made that law, they were I'm talking about within a week, you already had different internet companies. The biggest one in the world, what it is, already saying, hey, if you want to go unlimited, it's going to be $50, $60 more, and so that was the problem. So I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know, because we don't know if he's going to even be around to keep it going.
Yeah,
that's the problem I have with it right then and there. Don't wait to the last minute, a possibility of you might not even get reelected, to now present it to us, and then the next person can come right back around
and flip it
and shoot the way it's going. And look, I'm not trying to make this a politician, but let's just say Donald Trump win again. What do you think he's going to do? He's going to push it back to how he wanted it to go the first time. It's going to get flipped. So, I don't know. This might be too late on that one. And so it's crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy. I just think it's a sad moment, man, because with this device, what about the people who just got the device, 6 months ago? I'm upset with that right there.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they got it 6 months ago, they got it from somebody else, because they have not been selling their own stuff for
about 8 months?
Probably the end of last year.
I seen a couple on eBay. People trying to double for the word got out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ain't no need for that one right now.
You can't get them anywhere. You couldn't get them anywhere.
And then all right, Vincent, you still have, how do you feel about them creating the app but wanting to charge you to watch your content on it?
It's not that they're watching, it's to get the metadata. That's what they're charging for. They're charging you to get the metadata for the stuff that you have in your library.
Do you think that's fair?
That's what the new software is for. I mean, if you want to use it, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunist. You're going to take advantage of and do the stuff that you can, since you can't sell the player anymore. And those that are out there that have them, it's like anything. You either take it when they raised the gas, when the gas went from $1.50 to $3, what'd you do? Complained about it, spent that $3 and did it. When Netflix went from $4.99 to $9.99, what'd you do? Did they complain about it and they paid the money and they did it? You know, if you want to continue to use it, your machines, you're going to pay the money. If you don't, then you're going to take it and you're going to go someplace else and be there for 6 months, and then they're going to come get them. And you know how this thing goes.
Vince, can I ask you this? If I remember, you cannot get into the interface unless you sign up for an account. Am I correct?
Correct.
Damn, that's crazy. Because would you believe
when you sign
chipset
up
in there is the same thing as, and I'm gonna try it. I try thing. The same chipset as zidoo, $12.95 Realtek.
Realtek, that Dune, that and
I'm gonna
Dune.
try home theater on there, but you got to sign up for it.
Those three have the same interface. I mean, chips. Dune, zidoo, and Zappiti.
Zidoo got a little. Their new chip is a little different. I think it's double D something.
Yeah, it because they have the newest chip. Well, the new Dunes are like that as well.
Oh, okay, same chip.
Remember the Zappitis came out last year, like middle of last year, with their new chip, with their new players, but where all of them became Dolby. Like the one that you have is not Dolby Digital.
Yeah.
The one, the Neo, I have the Neo. That's the one that begins the Dolby Digital. So
I never got into
below
it.
That, everything below that doesn't have it, and that's the one I have is start off at $1,000 and go above. Now I didn't pay that because I got a deal, on eBay, one of your eBay deals, Philly. I got an eBay deal on it, so I didn't pay that much. But still, they're more expensive then. And then, and I started thinking about this when the zidoo came out with theirs, and I was like, ooh, what did they take away? And Dell didn't like that. But there's a reason.
Yeah, definitely didn't like it.
There's a reason.
I didn't like it, man, because you know why I didn't like it.
Right.
Because you
keep that to yourself. You keep that to yourself.
They know about it. They know we speak about it.
Right. Because in my understanding, the new Dunes don't have it either.
Because at one time the Dunes kept it, right? But on this latest device, they took it off.
They took it off, for a reason. Believe me, them guys know what's going on.
Oh, they definitely.
They know why Zappiti that wasn't selling that stuff for the last 10, 11 months. They know what's going on. So they came up with a whole, because remember, typically what happens when you are selling something new, you put all your old inventory out there to get rid of, right?
Yeah.
Did that happen with zidoo?
They definitely.
Think about it. What happened? All of them disappeared, right?
Yeah.
So you connect the dots. Connect the dots. Y'all smart guys. Connect the dots.
Yeah. What's up, Don? Say, Dale, do you know why the Shield hasn't gotten updated for a while?
Because they make money on video cards. People need to get over that.
Yeah.
They're doing AI now, man. They ain't
worried about no daggone Shield. The NVIDIA
Shield is not making NVIDIA any money at this time.
No.
Back in 2016, 17, I'm quite sure they reached this peak, even in 2018. But once the fire, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna just be honest. The Fire Stick 4K put a stop to all of that, in my opinion, because we found out even on the gaming side, it was solid, but it wasn't Xbox or PlayStation quality. They didn't have all the games and stuff like that. They had some games, but it wasn't, you know, you didn't get that quality as far as like the Xbox and PS5. And so when you think about it, when NVIDIA Shield TV first came out, they labeled it as a what PCD? Or what?
Gaming.
Gaming. Right. That's why they sold it with a joystick.
Yes, they sold it with these right here. All right,
And,
they sold
you could get what it came with a 500 gig
They had
drive.
a 500 gig. That was $299.
$299.
16. And then the thing about it with these graphic cards, and they making a killing off these.
Man,
Let me tell you something.
Just working with the NVIDIA.
Right. I went into Micro Center the other day, and I was astonished how much video cards cost now.
Man.
The cheapest one I saw was $700.
Now, let me tell you this though. A lot of people don't know that them video cards, them graphic cards are inside of Nintendo Switch.
Oh yeah.
Which utilizing that. And the next Switch is supposed to come with an even more powerful chip inside those switches. So we can see where NVIDIA said, man, look, they can keep that. They don't, Don, to be honest, don't even worry about it. The Shield can still, I think as far as codecs, they're the
best.
They're the best.
Yeah, they still support all that stuff. That's why
that's
why I never fool with the Fire Sticks, because I can't get everything I can, and I'm pissed off because if Apple would do what they're supposed to do, they could dominate the market. Hey, because everybody says the same thing. You know, if you're okay with not having certain codecs and having real Dolby Atmos, then you can do the Apple 4K, which I do. I mean, I still do it because I still think it's the best streaming device out there.
What's that,
gentlemen? Can I ask you a question about the Fire Sticks? I ain't missing a Fire Stick in a minute. I pulled them off. Do you think Amazon
I've never had.
Do you think Amazon getting too newsy?
Oh, Amazon been nosy. And if you don't know what to do, they will stay in your business.
Yeah.
And to be honest, this is what I tell everybody when we bring up that topic. All of these devices that we have, remember back in the day, they was talking about putting chips inside of humans? And then when we look at our bank card, the bank card has a chip. Your car has a chip if you got a newer car. All right. Now, if you're driving around a 1978 Pinto, you good. You're good. But now, if you got a new car within the last
Pinto.
5 years, yeah. My mama had a
She said Pinto.
She had the Pinto.
He said Maverick. He said Pinto.
Hey, that was a brand new car, man. And everything, man, whether you know it or not, the cell phones we carry, they all, man. I mean, we are being watched.
Everything has a chip in it. Look,
everything.
How do you think they catch people? How do you think the crooks don't get away with stuff? That even they get caught. You know, everything is, the technology out there is just so vast. You know, you would be shocked.
You can't steal a hamburger or go into a place of a restaurant, eat and run no more. Your face is captured on.
And then if you have a cell phone, it's pinging off of the different.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of criminals got caught.
Yep.
And the reason why I said that, because they got this new feature on everybody think is helpful. When your Amazon Fire Stick storage gets almost out, they'll get there's a pop-up that came up on one of my people's sticks that said, yo, you at the wall, which one of these apps do you want me to uninstall?
Well, listen,
that's a problem.
Not only that, let me tell you, on the new Fire Stick, the 4K Max, and I forgot to mention this in my video. And Don, I hope we answered your question. Don't worry about the update. The NVIDIA Shield will still be a great streaming device. It's the device with the most codecs for video and audio. You'll be fine. You don't need Google TV on. Google TV ain't nothing but a layer of Android TV OS. It's just
With
a
a skin
more
on it.
modern look. Yeah, that's all. It's a skin. It's a little modern, but they do the same thing.
They knows
Honestly,
your shit too.
but let me tell you, I was and I meant to mention this yesterday or the day before, whenever. In order to play my Amazon Music, because I'm a part of, I have Amazon Music, but when you go and turn off all of them privacy settings, on one of them, you turn it off, it won't even allow you to play your music.
Mm.
It's
Wow.
telling you, nah, we gonna collect what you like to listen to on this device, you know. And
That's
I thought
crazy.
I was like, damn, you know, and but if for anybody that's doing anything illegal, get rid of your cell phone, get rid of your smart television,
Yeah.
get rid of anything in your house that has the capability of listening to your voice or you giving out commands. Other than that,
No
we're here.
automation. Right. No automations.
No automation, anything. If your thermostat, which they have them out here, it
I
collects
have
data.
one. I have one.
And that's what I've been into. I've been into this thing. Y'all might have heard of Home Labs. I do all my things local now. No more G Cloud. Everything local.
Right.
I use this Home Assistant app. Turn on my lights and everything, but it's all local. It don't touch no internet. That's what I've been doing. I'm glad to get away. Once I seen that statement that Amazon is in your device to let you know like what apps you want me to uninstall, and a lot of us know about that inappropriate TV. Come on, they scanning your device. That's too much for me.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
That's
but
too much for me.
it ain't no getting around it, man. If they
And they
want
say,
us,
"Oh, that's helping. We keep your device running smooth." No, they scanning what you do. Well, we all know they scanning what you do, but now they're going into the apps. They got an option, and then some of the, if you don't respond to that the pop up, it do its own thing. It go dump the app that it thinks is efficient for them to dump. That's too much. That is too much.
but the thing about
Now,
it,
say
like
you got a client with that on there and they dump the app. Now they calling you sweating. You're like, my joint gone because I ain't answer a question.
yeah, I just tell people like this, man. Know what you're getting into. Do your research, like we
Do
always
your
say.
research. Yep.
That's the main thing.
You
All of
have to
these
do your researches.
all these remotes I have right here have the capability of listening to my voice. All of these right here.
Yeah.
And so just do your homework. If you're doing something crazy, you know you shouldn't be doing, you know, just be careful. But your data gonna be collected regardless.
And please, nobody put that in the chat. Get a VPN. Yeah, right.
Don't
Let
hey,
you
listen.
be doing something twisted.
Yeah, that's all
Instead
you.
of be knocking on your door with 5 VPNs.
Hey, listen. All you got to do is search Jared from Subway, who was using a VPN, and you will see what happened to him. He still got caught. So I'm not gonna say what he do. That's on y'all to do the research, but don't put it in the chat because I don't want YouTube trying to flag or anything like that. But just Jared from Subway. That's all you got to do, and what he's in jail for, and what he was using a VPN and still got caught. So it is what it is. You don't know where that VPN service is at. That could be your neighbor 4 houses down. You don't know who that is that you got that's running it. So it's crazy. But I just thought this was a good. I ain't gonna say it was good because some people is upset. You know, I don't watch the few videos, and I don't went into a forum where people were expressing themselves. with cuss words and everything. This is some
Well, I think what the main thing is interface wise. I think Zappiti had the best interface wise. You know, with the backgrounds and the animations and things like that. It was something to show that when people come over, it's like, wow. It's a wow factor. You get that wow factor. So because honestly, they're all the same.
Some do it better than
Brutally
others.
honest, they're all the same. the Dune, the Zappiti, and the zidoo, they're all the same. They're identical. Like your 1000, remember I said, Joe, Dell, we looked at your 1000 in my Neo. It's the same. It's the same box. They look the same. In the front,
And it's so funny. They're using like the same real tech. You know, that's it.
That's all they use is real tech.
Raw Android.
Right.
But I think I like about it, open source. You can do your thing with it. And I go under the hood of them open source joints.
But it's just that Zappiti had stuff in it that the other two don't. And then the other two got rid of other stuff, knowing what's going on. So connect the dots and you see what's going on here.
I think
you keep it local. You know what I mean? Your content local and you should be good. But once I found out that, you know, I got 20 movies on here, they scanning them, but they scanning them on the internet.
Yeah, they scanning it to pull the metadata, and then they send it back down to you. They send the metadata back down to your machine.
Now, what is
and they do that. They do that because they want to control the system of what you have there.
Yeah,
they don't want you to access the metadata yourself.
They're promoting. Let us take your stuff up there, put metadata on it, and you can access your stuff when you're not home.
Right.
That's bull. That's BS. You know what I mean? They scanning your hardware, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, what will happen like if you got 5 new movies and you added it to your NAS to send it up?
Today,
I just seen a video on that a little while ago, about 20 minutes ago. It will not work. You will get none of that.
If you do that today, if you say a movie comes out Friday, and you buy the DVD and you rip it and you put it on your local server, you can play it and it'll play fine. But the metadata and the post, there won't be anything there because they don't support it anymore.
Oh yeah, but like in the past though, like if you had 5 films, right?
5 new ones.
5 new ones.
Right. It works identical to what you do with your zidoo. When you start it up, it starts up and then it goes. There's a folder that it updates in, and then the ones that if it has a problem with, they'll stay in there, and you go in and you change the name, the titles to get the correct title, and then it goes back up and pulls the data, and then it puts it into your library and on your poster wall. Everything is the same.
Yeah, the major difference there is that they don't want you to have direct access to the metadata.
Right.
That's why they put it through their cloud first.
And how do you get around that?
You can't manipulate that.
You can.
I'm sorry. You can add to it, but all they're going to do is take it and put it in their cloud.
And that's the thing I had a problem with. If you add 5 new movies, like you said, Del, before you can actually get the metadata, it got to go up there first to come back down to your device. I'm like, what?
That's why
they don't want you having access to the metadata.
It takes so long when you boot up.
Now let me ask you this, Benson. How about your internet go down? Can you access your content?
Nope, because you have to sign in there first.
That's
crazy. You have to sign in there first. Now I can go. Even locally you can't. I mean, because your internet is your internet. To get to your NAS, my NAS. You need internet to get to the NAS.
Right.
So if that goes down, I mean, you can't do anything anyway.
No, but I'm saying, you don't have the metadata.
Right.
But on my zidoo, I got a zidoo X20. That's why I got an X22 beige on. And once I see the new ones out, I'm like, yeah, it ain't that much difference. And I can access my zidoo without the internet. You don't have to have an internet. All you need is internet for
because you have a drive. You have a drive inside of your.
I got two beige on, but if I got an external on it, I can still access. Because it ain't gonna have the metadata on there.
See, that's different. That's different than if it's on the NAS. See, my stuff.
No, it's not. I ain't talking about it on that. I'm talking about.
Right, you're talking about a physical
in there.
drive in it. Because see, I don't put a physical drive in my. I don't put a physical drive in my Zappiti. My stuff is on the NAS. But yeah, the difference is, I've never tried that, honestly.
The difference, the zidoo app, the home theater 4.0, that pulls the metadata for you automatically, right? So you have direct access to the metadata as long as you use that app.
Yeah.
Right.
And let me say this: if you got your zidoo on and your internet go down, the metadata will stay there. You can watch all your stuff, but as soon as you turn it off, your metadata gone.
Yes, definitely.
But as long as
because everything is stored in the app.
Yeah. That's crazy though. Hey, Del, when I turned that joint, I'm like, okay, why I gotta I turned it on twice. I'm like, Zappiti, I gotta use an email to use this device.
You sound like you said.
Hey, listen, I was hurt.
You said the same thing.
It's all about controlling, because they want to control the VOD content. It's all about controlling. Same thing with.
I'm like, this is a TiVo server. I could not get around that no kind of way.
It's the same thing with they want to control the content.
Well, the only reason was you talk about the TiVo. The only reason, remember, the TiVo became popular because Amazon ran out of Fire Sticks.
Yeah.
It was a good device too.
It was a good device, but again, everybody ain't got an email. Some people ain't text everybody about email.
Right.
I hate to say that, but
it was like many.
That may sound stupid for me to say, but
mini shield, because it wasn't as powerful as a shield, but it's had the same interface.
Yeah,
and everybody liked the interface.
Yeah,
and they didn't want to get those cheap Chinese boxes.
Yeah,
right.
It came out right on time.
They made their money, and then they got, because remember, it was what, $39 or $49, and it was supposed to go up to $79, and it never went up to $79. It stayed at the $49.
That company was having problems too, because they had a somewhat like split. It's two parts of TiVo now. It's TiVo, the DVR joint, and it's TiVo, the devices. They was together when that device came out. When that device came, the device department, they pushed to the side. And that's why they're so cheap. I see them Jones on Amazon like $20, $19. I'm like,
$19.
Is that used? No, it was new in the box. I'm like, but the thing again, I don't know how people was. You can promote them and push them out there, but why do I gotta have an account? That's what the Zappiti did me. I tried to hack that joint, go around it. Every time I plugged it, here come the interface. Yo, bro, you want to get down with me? What's that email?
Yeah, but it's a good.
It's all about control, Philly. All about control.
Yeah. But Vincent, if you get a check, matter of fact, I'm gonna push out some content. I've been so busy. I'm gonna sign with a fake email, load the Zappiti up, and I'm gonna put MB on there. And watch you see this interface is crazy. MB interface is not no joke. A lot of people sleep on that. But let me say this. It is the only app that you can install on any Android device. Plex server, the video shield. MB server, any Android device. I run this thing on phones, cheap old Android device. You see on my channel, I run it on the MXQ. As long as it's 6.0 and more, that'd be a beast. I've been getting into Jellyfin, but don't have no APK for it. So they run on like PCs, and they ain't got that many server devices, but it's free.
Right.
But that's how it went down. Was Cody, developers left Cody, made Plex, went paid. Them guys didn't like it, so they bounced. Developers left, went to MB, It was free. It was called Media Browser. Then they called it Envy. Paid. You had to have Envy Premiere. Them guys left, and they made Envy. And I've been rocking Envy for like the last month.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And it's free.
What's the name been
and
running?
In and outside your house.
Yeah. PN been running. PN been running Envy for about 4-5 years now.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, he been running that bad boy. Like I said, I had it. I hooked it up to mine. But I guess, once, I don't know. I didn't.
Go ahead, say it, though.
I just didn't care too much for it. But I know now, because Real even told me you can do more with Envy than Plex. You can do a lot more.
There's a lot of skins on there. You can change how you want.
Yeah, you can
do CSI when people hit your Plex. Hit your Envy. You can have a message for them and all that stuff. You can talk to people back and forth and everything.
Yeah, you can be like, hey man, you ain't. Yeah, let me stop.
Are you gonna say that too?
Yeah, you could definitely. Real been talking to me about it, like, man, Envy, but I was like, look, I'm good with my Plex.
You know what I got Envy running in my house on? A Cube.
No, what it is, Del, you're getting older. You're getting older, you don't want to deal with that stuff anymore.
Yeah,
you just want to turn it on and it works now.
Yeah,
the older we get, it becomes about convenience.
I disagree with that statement.
Well, the older I get,
I challenge myself, man. You gotta challenge yourself.
You different. You're a different guy. You're a different guy.
I'm going with the easiest thing.
Right. I'm getting to the point in my age where I don't have time for that anymore.
I just don't have.
Done with like 5 clicks. Oh, I'm in. Good.
Hey man, look, give me a couple clicks.
I want to listen to my music. I want to listen to my vinyl, and I want to go down and watch a movie when I want to go down and watch a movie, so that everybody start creeping down the steps when those they hit them subs, SBS subs, and then everybody start creeping down the steps like, what is going on down there? That's all.
Can I ask you something? What about your neighbors? Or you got a single home with no neighbors?
I don't. My neighbors are in their houses. I can walk around my house.
Okay.
That's a family home.
Okay.
And see, with the thing about like with Cody, man, I can say it. Cody ain't nobody really doing Cody no more, man. Not that you still got your hardcores, but what was the reason why people stopped going to Cody when these third-party applications came out?
Yeah, the plugins, the repos.
Yeah, you got, when you go to Cody, first of all, you got to wait for this bad boy to load up, and depending on your device, that load up might take a minute. And then you got to go over. It was just too much, and so when you had them third-party applications,
some old versions of Kodi was so heavy, man. They 600 or 700, 800 megs, and then you putting plugins on it. Yeah. Your bill might be down in 3 gigs. How does stuff moving around on an Android device?
But now, I'm gonna tell you though, when I did with Kodi, what I did like. Once I got more advanced, and Michael, I'm gonna answer I'll respond to this one in a second. When I got more advanced, I just stopped even messing with the bills and just got, the repo and called it the day.
Yeah.
That's when you really got smart. Like, man, I'm not about to go through all of this. Because the thing about it, that the person who had the bill and it was on their server, again,
got control.
They got control of everything. And that's why we made, I think the movement was like, look, get your own content. Because I think something triggered, something happened where, was it one of the third-party applications that went away, like Titanium? And everybody was stuck because that was the best one.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was like, man, forget this crap. And I think that was the shift. We got to find something where we can actually have our content locally and not have to depend on anybody else. but us paying our internet bill. Michael said Me boxes are still good. I
Yeah, they got a
haven't.
new Me Box 2 out. There's another one just came out.
Yeah, they got one out. I haven't tried it yet. I know that old one. I mean, I think it was just, and I got a couple of them that's still over there. The old one has some situations going on. It was running laggy and all of that. So I was thinking about getting the new one, but I just didn't pull the trigger on it. Because I don't know. I don't know. But that other one, man, I mean, one day it'll run good, and the next day that bad boy be trying to get to other applications and sucker be freezing, going, stopping it.
Yeah.
Hey,
It was
Dale,
like,
I'm not buying no Me box until the unboxes are done with.
you say you're not buying. You say you're not buying a who?
I'm not
The
buying
Me
no Me
Box.
box until the
It's
unboxes are
pricey.
done.
It's a little pricey, and it's basically
Yeah, it's $70.
Google
Ain't it?
Chromecast that's black. Man, it's the same thing.
Yeah, the
stopped buying
unboxes are a
media
better
devices,
choice right
man.
now. The Walmart boxes are a better choice right now.
Hey, Vincent,
Reginald,
question.
I like the interface for the Zappiti better than I did with the because I have my own content. You know, rip my own DVDs and Blu-rays and 4Ks. So I like the interface with the Zappiti better than I did with the other two, the Dune. Well, the Dune I didn't really know about at that time. It was just as a Dune because I think I went back and forth with Philly, and Philly almost had me buying one from him, and then I was like, nah, I really like the Zappiti. I like the interface with the Zappiti, and I'm a different type of guy. I like different stuff. I don't like what everybody else got. You know, I can afford it. I'm going to get what I like instead of bowing down to the masses and get what everybody else have. And that's what I like. So I went with the Zappiti because I'm the only one really in this chat that have it. You know, Brooklyn had it. And then Philly got one, and then but as soon as Philly signed in,
4 years of dust on that,
it was gone. It was gone for him. I mean, I remember just like yesterday it happened, and he didn't do it. So I've had mine for probably about 4 years, and then I'd gotten a new one last year, the updated one for Dolby Vision. And I liked it, and it integrated, and I was able to get my content outside of my house, and it was a whole bunch of different reasons why I liked it, and so that's why I had it, and I run everything off of a NAS.
Hey, see Oliver say, "What you laughing at?" I'm laughing at this cat right here. This cat always listen.
There was a twist,
man. Listen,
So bro.
Man, and look, if y'all follow me, I hooked up this device late last year. Man, that sucker was struggling a little bit. It still moved.
Oh, you talking about that drive you had?
That WD.
That what digital drive?
Yeah, the 1 gig. Oh my god. I
then
still
it had
got
USB 2.0, so it ain't transfer the data through there quick.
Hey, that sucker was the deal back in the day, though. Man,
isn't it amazing how fast stuff is now?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, y'all got to understand. So, bro, he watch all of our lives, and he remind us.
There's the guy right there, Youth Man. That's the man right there. See, he's a Zappiti guy too.
Oh, what? He got a YouTube or?
Oh, Youth Man. You don't know Youth Man?
No, I no.
They'll check the private chat. They'll check the private chat.
Youth Man is a legend. He's a legend.
Let me see if he can come on for a good.
He's a legend.
Nope. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna drop this link and see if he can jump on here, man. I never heard of him, honestly.
Oh yeah, go look at his channel. Home theater. He's a home theater guy.
Now. Yeah.
He's a home theater. So, but I mean, he does everything. He does videos. You know, he does audio. You know, how he built his stuff. You know, yeah, he's a really good guy. I listen to him. He has podcast that comes on Sunday nights.
Hey, listen, well, you know I'm not into the home, you know.
You should be. You need to get into it.
Hey,
look,
Vincent, not yet.
Look,
he get ready to go there.
Hey, Dell, here's all I'm going to tell you. I have a Marantz 6015 that, I just updated mine to a Marantz Cinema 50. Now, Youth Man has the stuff that he has that stuff that I can't. I choose
Youth
not to
Man, how
afford.
are you?
I'm good, man.
Hey, how's it going? I
Michael.
never
How are you?
Because I'm not into the home theater yet. Vincent been trying to get me into it. He say, Dale, stop buying them Jordans.
You got quite the collection there, brother. That's awesome.
Hey, you, man. Hey, how you doing, man? Welcome. How you doing?
I'm blessed, man. Thank you for having me.
Good, man. Vincent, like I said, I've never been into the home theater. I'm starting to recognize it now.
It's a lot of fun, man.
Because of Vincent, Rich, and Show Enough TV.
Show Enough.
They be on my head about home theater. And they be like, man, put that little sound bar down. How you doing though, man?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Youth Man, let's get at it.
Yeah.
You a Zappiti owner?
Say it again.
So you a Zappiti owner?
Yeah, I've got the Zappiti reference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So his is about the one I have.
So how do you feel about the cloud grain drop the bomb?
Yeah, I mean, I heard it first thing this morning. I saw the email. I mean, they've been struggling because of the lawsuit, so it's been kind of ongoing for a while, and it's one of them things, man. It just kind of got them.
Now let me ask you this: is it the lawsuit because of that Nas Ripper?
Honestly, I don't know all the details on that, but I know that they were having some issues with the NAS in the U.S., so they had to cancel that. That thing was slick.
Oh man, it was crazy.
Had this NAS unit had a like a
DVD ripper in it.
Drive.
Yeah, right.
You literally drop it in there,
right.
And their software did everything. That was really slick. Yeah. So
that's the red flag, basically.
Yes.
Maybe that might have been the smoking gun.
Vincent been cutting the corners on it. He gave it to us, but he was like, read between the lines.
Yeah. Yeah, because they were bypassing, I guess, the DRM. That's where they were like, nah, that doesn't fly in the US.
Yeah,
over there.
I was explaining to him that when you sign on to your Zappiti, it goes up to their cloud, and then It pulls the metadata, and then it brings it back down to your player, unlike everybody else. And again, it doesn't work in the United States because it's who owns the content.
Sure. And the biggest thing for me with that is it just slowed down that interface. I mean,
it did.
And then it would just be like, it was like an old iPhone. It would just go kind of slow. And I'm like, oh man.
Right. Once it's there, it's beautiful. Once it's there, it's beautiful. But as I told them, when you first sign on, it takes a minute or two for it to go into the video player, and then to get the rest of the content to come down and all the metadata, it may take another 4 or 5 minutes, depending upon how many movies that you have in your library.
Yeah,
gentlemen, can I ask you this?
Yeah.
You, man, Vincent, y'all didn't have no problem with Zappiti having your stuff in the cloud? It's a privacy thing with me.
Well, but it's like one thing, half one. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
I personally don't have an issue with it. Yeah,
Right.
Like I said, I just want to be able to get my content, to watch my content when I want to watch it, in my theater. That's all I want.
Okay.
It didn't bother me.
And like I said, the interface, the UI was very, very nice, as opposed to the zidoo and the Dune, because like I said, they all pretty much run the same chip. They all pretty much do the same.
Yeah, Realtek, yeah.
That it's the software that's different in all three.
Hey, Hey, can I say this? I'm on Youth Man channel right now. Man, I'm looking at some chairs that look like they move. Music.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
now
crazy.
y'all wrong for sending me over here because you know
So
I'm
he
He does an AV he does an AV show in the Midwest.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
we just
And I'm
started
going to
that.
try to get
Just
to
started
that
that
next
2
year
years
because
ago.
it's nice. I mean, it's some really nice stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I'm looking at all of these speakers, everything.
High end. Well, you
Yeah.
need to watch his video on how he got started.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one
It's
called
beautiful.
My Journey.
Right.
I had a
Now,
little
how-
19-inch TV.
Okay.
And they call it the youth man trade because he always gets a deal. Whenever he gets and he sells or trades in, he always gets a deal.
Yeah.
No, it's
How
a
long-
youth man deal.
I'd
And
find
you look
really,
at
really
anybody and on YouTube, they'll tell you the youth man deal.
Yeah.
for sure.
How long you been on YouTube?
So 5 years. So I started 5 years ago in 2018, and then in January of 2020, I went full time.
Okay. Okay. So that YouTube bug ain't hit you yet with their messing with our money?
Nah, I have a
Oh.
bunch of. Here's the thing. So to make this work full time, you just have to have a bunch of different revenue streams.
Yeah.
So, I started my own event 2 years ago. I've got Patreon, affiliate links. You've got, the ad revenue. I just started on TikTok, just got monetized there literally yesterday.
Wow,
So-
congratulations.
So try to do
Congrats.
just a bunch of different things. So that way, if you see something like right now, Amazon affiliates is like absolutely garbage on my account, but Audio Advice is doing really well, So when one isn't doing so good, the other picks up. So to me, I'm not real worried about, an adpocalypse on YouTube or whatever. It's like, I'm just doing my thing, having fun. And, so just trying to make it happen.
Great
Mr.
advice.
Youth Man,
Yes,
have
sir.
you ever used any device before Zappiti that was
Oh,
a
yeah.
media player?
I did. So I had the zidoo. That was the, oh man, I'd have to go back and look at the model. It's been a while.
X9 or Z9,
No.
Z10,
No.
Z10 Pro, X9 Pro, I mean X10?
No, I think it was the Z1000 Youth Man.
Oh, big boy, back then.
I had the
Z1000.
Zidoo Neo Alpha.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, Del, he high end.
Here's the thing though. I do videos on expensive stuff. I do stuff on, reviews on mid-tier. I do budget stuff. I do a lot of home theater tours. So I'll physically, I've filmed, I think 62 home theater tours over the past 5 years.
Wow.
I had a company fly me to the Philippines. I filmed one there. I filmed $1 million Star Wars home theater. But then I've also filmed bedroom home theaters in a 12 by 12 bedroom, 120-inch screen, in-wall speakers. The guy had an 18-inch infinite baffle subwoofer. So half the subwoofer was in the bedroom and the other room, sticking out in that. That was the box for it, the cabinet. So, and he had 4 theater seats. So they literally went wall to wall. You couldn't get behind them.
Wow.
So, it's not about, what I try to do on my channel is celebrate the hobby.
Okay.
I don't care if you've got if Dell's got a sound bar, rock it out, man. Seriously. I'm not going to poo poo on sound bars. I think there's a place for them, but there are definitely some really great stuff out there. So Dell, if you ever get a chance, man, check out.
Del, when he put his arms up, he thinking.
You'll get the bug.
Hey, look, I'm on his. I'm going through. I'm already down in 4 years, man.
Yeah. If you search for Youth Man Journey, you'll find that video.
Right. Watch that video, and that'll show you where he started.
Yeah, this is
and
17
what he
years.
had, and then what he has now. It's amazing. It inspired me.
Okay.
It really did. That's why I built mine, because of watching him, Techno Dad, and guys like that. they invite you in. You go to their channels. You're able to chat, and then you can get on their Patreon, and then you can start to really get into depth with them.
Okay.
I'm going to start going to some of their shows to meet some of these guys, because it's
we'd love to have you. We had 8 content creators this past
Hell,
year.
you think you spend money on these devices, these little devices? Now you know why I don't like those little devices that you always praise. I don't have time for that. I like the higher end stuff. One, I think they last long. You pay for what you get what you pay for.
Absolutely.
If you buy a little stuff, you buy those sticks. You got to buy a bunch of those. You buy a Apple 4K, then you're going to have it for a while. That's the way I look at things. I try to get
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Youth man, can I ask you this?
100%.
After you use your zidoo and you got that Zappiti, did it bother you that you had to have an email to touch the interface?
No. So like I
Didn't
said,
bother you?
the whole world has my email. You can go to my go to my YouTube channel, click on the about, and there's my email. So everybody on this planet.
I just had a problem with that. I put 20 movies in there when I first did the initial setup, and it took a while, and then I'm realizing it's sending my stuff to somewhere I don't know where it's at. I'm this control guy.
Yeah,
I got to get down with it local.
Do you have one of these?
Yeah, I knew he was gonna go there.
Yeah. Everybody's got your stuff, bro.
Yeah, you right.
And we just talked about that.
Man, you got a good point there. Yeah.
I mean, no matter what, man, everybody's tracking us. I mean, how is it that you can be on Facebook and you can be scrolling and see an ad for something that you and your wife or you and your family were talking about,
and it pops up
15 minutes ago? Like,
them cookies.
I have never searched for that ever.
Right.
That thing is listening to you, man. They're tracking. So me, handing somebody my email address, that is the least of my worries.
Hey,
now, if they ask for like my social security number, no, you're not getting that, or my bank account, but my email, man, I'll just create a new one. I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
Here's my journey. And I'm starting to get into, because of Vincent, because of Rich Little Poor Boy, Show Enough, they've been on my head about audio. I was one of them guys, look, man, just give me a TV. And that's just how I did it, right?
Yeah.
But then I went to Best Buy out here, just outside of Detroit in Novi, Michigan.
Okay.
And they actually had the studios. And you had your low end.
Magnolia. They're Magnolias.
The low end that was like 1,000. Then they had the like under 10,000, which my camera, man, this AI is getting on my nerves. Right? And then you had your over 10,000. And it blew my mind. I was like, I think I talked to Vincent and I talked to LJ, and I was like, dude, what the heck? There is a difference than just listening to it on some little regular old cheap $40 sound bar.
Yeah.
And so that's when I went and because of them, I went and got the Vizio Elevate.
Okay.
I think at the time it was $1,000.
Yeah.
And talking to Vincent and then talking to LJ or vice versa, it was like, listen, for your home, your setup, that'll be perfect. Now, I know what I got right now sounds good, but I also went in that room that was over $10,000.
Yeah.
And it was a whole different experience. And so they be on my head like, Dale, you just man, you're wasting your money on that stuff behind you. I get to speak so much. It's crazy. But when I hear them talk about it and, just hear different, I'm just getting into the audio. I think the only reason I saw Techno Dad is because he reviewed a zidoo. And it came up as a request. And so now that I'm starting to get it in, like seeing the audio, that's why I didn't know. I'm like, I didn't know I'm looking at your channel.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's about to be on.
There's a lot. The thing is, if you go
It's
to
gonna
my
be a
home,
problem.
if you go to my home theater tours, you will find anything and everything from budget stuff, bedroom stuff, living room stuff, all the way up to the really, really, really high end $1 million Star Wars home theater. I mean, that thing was tricked stinking out.
Man,
His speakers
Del?
were $20,000 each.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
very, very high end.
Del,
See, Del,
one
that's
thing,
where I
one
got
thing I
the
can tell, one thing I
inspiration.
can tell you though, Del. One thing I can tell you is that no matter what you get, one thing I can tell you, no matter what you get, make sure it has the wife acceptance factor.
True.
got the who?
The WAF, WAF, wife acceptance factor. Make sure she's
A
good.
wife.
Right. The wife.
I thought you said the Wi-Fi factor. I was gonna say,
No, the wife
Okay.
acceptance factor. Make sure she's cool with everything you get.
Yeah.
okay.
And that's
Well,
what I
I'm
do.
definitely gonna be watching these. Look, he got so much content that I can listen to at work.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can go days and months with the stuff that he has.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
800 and I think I have 800 and I don't know 75 videos. It's a lot.
Man, I'm just looking at this. Oh my
Vincent,
Yes.
8 weeks. Del gonna have some audio.
I'm waiting for him to say, I'm
Hey
buying
Vincent,
it.
when he folded his arms and he was looking at the channel while we was talking, he was scanning the Ukraine channel. It was on then.
Hey, look,
I'm waiting for him to say I'm buying the projector.
hey, look, because I'm sitting there, I'm like, and they've been on.
Del, I got a deal for you. I got like I said, I just upgraded my Marantz. I just got the Cinema 50.
Oh, nice.
And I have in my 6015, which is, it's still a good, it's a decent, especially for somebody starting off.
Oh,
you're above.
Yeah.
Where,
1615. I reviewed the 8015, and that in the 1615s in that same tier.
right. It's the one
Phenomenal
below it.
music.
It's the one right below it, and it's still they're still running strong today.
Absolutely.
Man. Yeah, I'm definitely look. I'm looking at 93-pound Dolby Atmos amp. Like, look, he on there holding the box up. Man, yeah, definitely. This is new because I got my seats and everything. They'll tell you. I got my little reclining seats. I was happy as heck to get those.
Yeah.
Got the warmer, got the massager up in there. I think for the first month, shoot, we was getting massages and going to sleep.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I already know it's gonna be a problem in my house because of my wife.
The wife factor.
Yeah,
Right.
man, my wife.
I had to get my wife to buy in when I started to build everything down the basement. I had to get my wife to buy in because when I started cutting holes in the ceiling, and she was like, "What the heck?
What are you doing? Yep.
And then when she, heard or saw a movie, I think we were watching John Wick or something. It was raining, and she was like, "Is it raining in here?" She's looking up around. I was like, "Those are the speakers. Those are the holes that I cut." No,
That's right.
wow,
You got it.
wow. So that's what you want, and with the Zappiti, with the interface that it has, that's that wow factor that you got. It was like, wow, look at that movie, and that's just the trailer, just watching the trailer, and that's why I liked it more than the Zidoo. Just looking at the backgrounds of the movie with the picture walls when you go into it, the AI, the UI.
Can somebody answer the best? What's that? Short throw budget projector for Charles?
I have a high sense. Nothing of stuff is budgeted anymore.
Yeah, I was about to say the Hisense still to this day has the best looking ultra short throw projector I've reviewed.
Right.
What is it? The L9G. Beautiful,
Right.
beautiful.
I have the PX1 Pro.
Okay, and that's
I hear the AWOLs are good. Michael,
what is it called?
I hear the AWOLs are good. AWOL.
I haven't reviewed any of the AWOLs. Some of the budget ones would have been like XGME. I reviewed that one. Trying to remember, man, it's been a while since I reviewed a ultra short throw. Yeah,
I have the PX Pro.
Yeah, David, you asked if I've seen any ultra short throws being used in dedicated home theaters in my travels. You don't see a lot of those. And the hardest part with an ultra short throw is where do you put the center channel? Because the unit usually sits underneath your screen and then that shines up. So that means your center channel pretty much has to be underneath that somewhere.
Yeah,
so that provides some challenges.
Mine is above it.
Okay. So above your TV?
No, above the projector, right above a projector.
Okay.
And that was the challenge. That was the challenge as to where was I, because I was going to get a salamander, and I'm like, it's hard because those SVSs are too big where my theater is, because my wall is not wide enough, and I had to put, I want focals,
Oof,
but I ended up doing kefs.
Okay.
Down, and then eventually I'll get the focals. I'm like you. I take it one step at a time.
Yeah, and enjoy what you have right now. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's always going to be something bigger, better out there. Yep. I mean, it took me 17 years. I'll share this with you for those that aren't familiar with it. It took me 17 years to get something like this. So this is my front speakers, subwoofers. It's left, center, and right with dual subwoofers. And that's all behind a 150-inch projection screen.
See, in my basement, I can't use a projector because it's not high enough. So I can't put a projector where it project like a traditional projector. So that's why I went to short throw. When I realized I could do a short throw, I was like, oh yes, I can get 100 inch. Instead of buying a 100-inch or 75 or 85-inch television, I bought a 75. I was like, that's still not big enough.
Right. Yeah, people don't realize like how much difference a projection unit. I mean, even a 85-inch, even a 100-inch TV, that's still a big TV, but it's not the same as a 120, 130, 140, 50-inch projection image. That is incredibly immersive. And you just can't get that with a TV right now.
Here we go. Y'all trying to turn me out. Here we go.
Let me say something to Show Enough. Forget you, Show Enough. That's a shot at me. Want the best picture, but not the best. Yeah, man. Forget you, Show Enough.
Yeah, because he has a really nice television. Because I think he has that Dell has the Hisense U8H or L. Which one do you have? The
U8K.
8K. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So that's a very high-end TV, but he, I'm trying to get him to take this other stuff off my hand. I give it to him for a good price.
He'll give you a youth man deal, Dell.
Yeah, I'll give you a youth man deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna talk it over with the wife, man. That's because we be battling over the Vizio Elevate, man. So you already know.
You see that wall where your those shoes are?
I know, man.
All you have to do is take that down, and close the area that you have.
He said that ain't happening.
And you're good. And
hey,
you're
look,
good.
I tried, man, but I'm addicted, man. I even got some more, man. I just showed these off yesterday. These the Morants.
Nice.
Yeah, so you already know, man. I don't know.
Hey, Del.
Huh?
Right now, there's a sale on some very good speakers. They're going off the market. So you can sell some of your sneakers to get them. They're the Arundel's 1961s. Man. So when you get a receiver from Vincent, then you can get those speakers quickly.
Hold up.
See, they
don't let Android do you.
That's
do
youth man. That's youth man.
They've got your system picked out.
That's his fronts and his subs. You see those 4 subwoofers?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's behind the screen.
That's correct.
Behind the screen. That's where his screen's up.
You can see at the very top, the screen is lifted up. It's supported by gas struts.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like the struts that are on your trunk of your car.
You have in your trunk, right?
Mhm.
I'm telling you, you have to go to watch his journey, and he
Yeah.
goes over everything. You know, from where he started to where he is now.
So those are 418s for the subwoofers.
418s. Now he has 418s. I have 212s.
Yeah. And then the mains, the left, center, and the right, those have dual 12-inch drivers on them.
What do you have driving those?
So it's literally I'm sorry, it's a oh my goodness, a Monolith 11X. So it's I'm only driving 200 watts per speaker up front, and then only 100 watts for my surrounds and my Atmos channels. But the thing is they're super efficient. I think my front 3 speakers, they're 101 decibels with 1 watt.
Wow.
So it doesn't take a lot to get them cranking. Like your ears are going to give out before my speakers.
Super clean.
Yeah.
That looks beautiful, man.
Thank you, sir.
That's crazy.
But that's 17 years,
Right.
you know, working
He's
towards.
17 years in.
Yeah.
You don't start like that.
Yeah. No.
You work
It's
up
like-
to something like that.
It's kind of, I equate it to, you know, a lot of times we look at maybe the home that our parents have, and they spent 50 years, you know, getting to that point. But yet we graduate high school wanting to get married and have a home very similar. And it's just not going to happen. Most of the time you start off in an apartment or you rent, and then you get a 2-bedroom home, and then you up, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of been my journey over the past 17 years. I started off with used equipment. I would buy stuff just at stupid, crazy prices. I mean, like we're talking way ridiculous prices, $50, $100, $200. And then I would use it for a while, but I would continually be looking on the used market. And when something better came along, I would buy that, turn around and sell what I had. And most of the time I'd end up somehow making money on the deal. And so that's where the whole phrase youth man
That's
deal.
where the youth man deal comes from.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Michael,
Yes, sir.
can you show me a picture of where you started?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
With the 19
you
with the 19-inch TV and the clip setup?
Yes, I have that picture. That is right.
Rich, why you ain't never tell me to go over to his channel, man?
He was holding back, man.
I think I told you before.
I've been trying to
You
tell
Remember,
you.
you remember that
Never
conversation
told-
we were having with Ike?
Man,
Right.
you never told
Ike,
me,
he
man.
knows Ike. He knows Ike.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
remember
know.
that.
I stayed with Ike.
Yeah.
He went to CDO with us, and he's a great dude, man. I love Ike.
Look,
Yeah, when
I'm
we have-
look,
Alright.
Rich.
Yeah, when
I'm
we were having
starting
that
to find
conversation with
out.
Ike, I mentioned him to you.
Look, I'm
So here's
starting to
where it
find out.
began.
Be holding off.
So
See?
the story behind this one, the 2 speakers on the left and right, those are Klipsch RF83s. So those were brand new at the time. I think they were probably $1,200 a piece, which was a lot of money for me, and I didn't have that money 17 years ago. So I had started a website development kind of company, extra income, side income, home business in 2004. So when I started to build out my
Nice.
home theater, when we bought this house, I reached out to a local, he was like an installer, home theater company. And I said, hey, your website looks terrible. I'd love to redesign it. And if I redesign it for free, in exchange, would you buy me some speakers? And so they bought those speakers for me. So I didn't pay anything for them. It was just my time to build their website. So the center channel, that was an old RC7 from Klipsch. I think I paid $200, maybe $150 for it. The Velodyne sub on the right, I bought a whole package for $250. It had a receiver, 2 speakers, a center channel, and the subwoofer. I think that's a Onkyo. No, that's a Yamaha AVR. I bought that. That was used. So everything I had starting out was just super simple, budget friendly. I had that custom entertainment center underneath the center channel. You like that, right? That was before Salamander, man. That's a Walmart special right there.
That's a toast.
That's right. Hey, you do what you got to do. But I mean, I rocked that for a while and played video games. I had the PS3.
Yeah, see the PS3.
Yeah, I
So
see.
yeah, I didn't have any surrounds. I didn't even have any chairs in there at that point. So it was like, okay, we had a blank room. We bought the home, and it was a 13-foot by 19-foot. On the floor plan, it was just called a media room. So it's basically just a rectangular room that doesn't have a closet.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking, man, this would be a cool place to make a home theater. And so it started there, and then just over time, I would buy something else, replace it, and then eventually, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start documenting some of this stuff on YouTube. I'm gonna start reviewing some stuff. I reached out to Clips because I probably owned over 50 pair of Clip speakers over the years. And so I reached out to them. They came out with a new speaker, and I said, hey, I've got version 1 and 2. I just heard you're coming out with number 3. Would you be interested in sending that to me? And I could make some videos. I didn't even call it a review. I just said, hey, I could make some videos comparing the 3, because everybody in the Clips forum is going to want to know. And they're already even asking, hey, I've got the 1s. I wonder if I should upgrade to the 3, or I have the version 2. Is the 3 going to be that much better? So I made 15 videos on those 2 pairs of those 1 pair of speakers. And I'm like, this was cool. And so then I reached out to SVS, and they sent me some speakers, and then subwoofers, and then the center channel. And then just, it began to snowball after that. And so I just began to reach out to other brands, Parasound and Emotiva, and a whole bunch of brands. And then I'm like, I like this. This is fun. This is cool. And it gives me a chance to be creative and check out some gear that I, wouldn't have an opportunity to otherwise, And so when you first start out, a lot of times they'll send it to you, and they'll give you 30 days, 60 days, 90 days to review it. They pay the shipping both ways. And so you get an opportunity to just really hear some really cool stuff.
Nice. It's nice. Nice.
Hey, Sean said, what's the best receiver? What's that? This one right here.
Yeah. So, I mean, the hard thing, anytime somebody says, what is the best? That's like saying, what's the best car to drive? It's so subjective. Onkyo hasn't been in the scene for a while. They used to be one of the best bang for your buck. They gave you a ton of features, and it was just really, really great. But for a while, they got away from it because they used to use, at one point, they switched to their own room correction software. And when they did that, I want to say it was called EQ or something like that. When they did that, it's like they just went downhill. You never really heard about Onkyo. So recently, they've brought on a new correction called Dirac Live. And so they've kind of made a resurgence. And so they seem to be doing really well right now. And so I've owned Yamaha in the past. I've reviewed a Pioneer. I personally like Denon and Marantz. I've got a Anthem AV70 processor in for review right now. Anthem's got great gear. So there's a lot of good stuff. To me, I always tell people, figure out what your budget is, figure out how many channels you want and what features you want, and then just kind of figure out what's going to work best with that. So your budget's going to play a big role. But the Onkyo, Yamaha, Pioneer, probably out of those 3, I would probably go with Onkyo because it's got Dirac Live.
Right.
So,
yeah. The Onkyo and Pioneer have merged.
mm-hmm.
So, they're kind of the same. That Onkyo makes that, was it TX50?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a really nice Z50, right? That's a really nice receiver. And like Usman said, for the money, and you get Dirac Live free. With Marantz, I had to pay for the Dirac Live, and that was $239 that I had to pay in addition to the $2,500 I had to pay for the receiver.
Yeah, because they've already got the license with.
They've got the license already. It's already so for the money. And I used to do Onkyo until they kind of went away, and I switched to Marantz, and I've been probably doing Marantz probably for the last 15 years.
Sure.
Hey, salute, Huff. Appreciate the love, man. You always showing love to this channel. Appreciate it. I didn't know this was going down. Honestly.
I didn't either. I literally
Oh,
popped
you
up.
had a legend. When I saw his name, I was like, oh, you need to bring Youth Man in here.
Hey, it was like, there you go. I'm like, who?
I've never
He
had
was
somebody.
one of the biggest YouTubers on the YouTube. I mean,
I've never
know.
had somebody drop a link in their chat and go, "Hey, come on." I'm like, what the heck? Everything I've got my camera and everything set up, so I can just go.
Hey, look,
and
I look at
especially
the
when he
chat.
doesn't even know who you are.
Look, I
No.
look at the chat. Everybody, you man, what's that? I'm like, who?
I just
Gentlemen,
saw yours popped up on my channel because of zidoo. For the Zappiti,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, because I had
Yeah.
seen
Gentlemen,
all of the people
excuse
that
me
I
for cutting
follow.
y'all off. I gotta go because I'm at this other thing that Dell was doing. Youth Man, you ain't gonna get me going down a rabbit hole, man. Oh my
Have fun,
goodness.
brother.
Hey Dell,
Have
I
fun.
see what you mean. Oh
Hey,
my.
Hey, I told you, hey, listen, while I'm at work for the next 2-3 days, it might be a problem around here.
I got a little funky sound bar, but that's gonna change.
Right. But
There's
remember when I said there's levels to this stuff?
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
There's levels to this
the
stuff.
reality though, before you run, you can have a great system without having to spend a fortune. That's the cool thing
can.
about this
I
hobby.
get that. Okay.
Some really great brands that are budget friendly. Monoprice has some really good speakers. They measure well. You know, of course, they're not the best speakers in the world, but they're good speakers.
Start you.
You're not going to break the bank. They're a couple $100 a piece.
So you gotta take baby steps with this thing.
Right.
100%.
Like
Okay.
do what you do, Philly. Do what you do best. Go
Yep.
on eBay and find those deals.
100%.
And that gets you started. And then once you
Okay.
get that, and then you'll go listen to some other stuff, and then that's how you get. Because there are so many different brands out there.
Yeah, ask Vincent. He'll tell you if it's a good deal.
Wow. Your
Before you-
channel is crazy.
Before you go, not Vincent, PCD, hey, Rich, can you find that video to start off that would be great for myself and PCD to start off with to actually learn? I don't forget what you said. You said, watch that
The
video.
journey.
The journey.
Journey.
Right.
Yeah, if you search for Youth Man home theater or just Youth Man Journey, you'll find it. I'll
Right.
drop it in
It's
the
about
chat.
a year old. It's about a year old.
Yep.
And it man, that's awesome. That's
There you
awesome.
go. I'll drop it in the chat over here.
Yeah. That way,
Michael,
I'm gonna share.
Michael, you should be able to drop the link for him in the chat.
Yep, he gonna put it in the private chat, and I'm gonna take
put it
that
in
link
public
and
one.
share it with everybody. That way,
I dropped it in your public chat. I
okay,
can put it in your private too.
cool. Yep, there it is. That way,
But
we'll
it's one
be-
of those videos that just basically shows you, because it's easy for somebody to look at, say, for instance, my speakers and go, man, that's nice, but Michael, your speakers are $3,500 a piece. That's not attainable. Well, guess what? 17 years ago, that wasn't attainable for me either. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where I felt it was important to show my journey because it didn't start there. And so I just kind of began to it's like a PowerPoint presentation. It took me forever to put that thing together, but I went back and I've got photos of my journey. And so I was able to kind of talk through it. And I'm like, man, this right here, this is where it all began. And I just kind of walk you through like, okay, I sold this, I bought this and traded this. And and the hope was that it would just inspire you to start where you're at. If you can start with 2 speakers, you're still better than the sound bar. 2 speakers and a small receiver. You can get a $100 receiver, 2-channel receiver, So there's so many ways that you can start off and get much better sound than what you're getting right now out of your TV speakers but you got to be passionate about it. If it's not your interest, then don't go down that rabbit hole, man. You love sneakers and kicks. That's awesome,
I love everything, man.
But if you like sound and if you like music, if you like movies, I'm telling you, man.
I love
Michael,
it, man. I just
Michael,
went.
we'll get him there. We'll get him there.
There you go.
Rich been on my head. Vincent definitely been on my head. And
That's
sure
good.
enough, I talk to him almost every day. You just cheat. You just cheat. You go out there and spend all that money and you won't even do your sound.
Right. Yeah. Because at one time he would buy a TV and it really didn't matter. As long as it played, it was fine. And then when he started to see the difference,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Whoa, there are levels to this," And now you need to do that with your audio. You need to do take that same technique that you use to get to where you are with the video with the audio,
Absolutely.
and then you combine the two.
Yeah.
That's when you get something special.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you'll enjoy like staying at home with the family more.
Right.
It's like that's one of those things where you can enjoy together. And if you love music, I mean, you can have some incredible music sessions. If you want to sit down and watch like Jessica and I went in and watched Survivor the other night in the theater room. And so that was just really cool. Just she and I, and we're watching, the one show a year that we watch, and have a good time with it.
Yeah, I just went
I agree, David.
and got what's that? Prey, not the Predator, but the latest one that they did. It just came out in 4K.
Yeah.
And I had it on the Vizio Elevate. I know I know once y'all get it, it's probably gonna blow your mind. But I had it on the Elevate. Oh, that bad.
So Prey is good. I think Shane from Shane Lee just reviewed that. He does like movie reviews.
Yeah,
I think
Shane Lee's another good one. Shane Lee's another good one.
Shane Lee.
Shane Lee. So he does he does content like I do with reviews, but he also does movie reviews. So he doesn't review the movie itself. He reviews like I guess the quality of sound and the quality of not so much like the story and that sort of thing.
Yeah, these are the guys like Techno Dad. They have all of these demos so that you can test out with your systems. This is where you're starting to get to a high level of understanding with audio, because these guys are very, very, good with audio, and they all have their own podcast. They all do. I think Techno Dad does it Monday night with you, like you do, Dell. He and who else is with him?
Joe and Tell.
Joe and Tell is another audio and video guy,
and
Sean. I think the guy Sean. And
Aaron.
then,
I think he has Aaron there too.
Aaron, right? Aaron.
Yeah.
And then Youth Man Michael has himself and some other guys.
Jonathan and Ryan.
Ryan, I think does a lot of home theater stuff. And you talking about chairs, and they get into everything. The chairs, the audio, the video. They get into everything.
I found Shane. He just did a video yesterday.
He did the first Zappiti video.
Yeah.
Closing video.
Yeah, Shane's done some of those, but he did a review on Prey.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now. Yep. He did the 4K Blu-ray review. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I put it on that Elevate. Man,
good.
I went directly into the scene where the Predator and the bear, the match in the water. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Even my wife stopped and was like, "Man, that sound good."
Mm-hmm.
And you think you could turn that down a little bit? Man,
yeah, I'm gonna tell you another guy that I think he lives in your city is Tech Enthusiasm.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Yeah, he does. I think if I'm not mistaken, I heard him talk. I am subscribed to him. He stays close.
Right.
I'm talking about. I think he's within 15 miles.
Okay.
Because he said something. He went somewhere and he said close to my house. It was one of his videos some months ago. And I don't know if it was a Best Buy or something. I think him and his kids was going somewhere, maybe camping or something. I can't remember.
And you're like, man, that's close to me.
I'm like, hold up. This guy's close.
Nice.
Probably went past him a couple times, didn't even know it. I stay out there in
Gentlemen,
the streets. So
Superdell, Vincent, Rich, the youth man, aka
All right.
Michael.
Okay,
Nice.
You have a
peace and
nice
peace.
one. I really appreciate you inviting me, Superdell. I got a new perspective on sound now.
yeah, I told you, man.
Man.
I've been telling you guys about this stuff for years.
Look, Vincent told me not to talk to him until I get at least a respectable sound bar.
No way.
Gentlemen, you have a great evening. Thank you again.
Good
Chat.
seeing you.
Have a good one.
All right.
Thanks, PCD.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, Jam. I'd also like to let you know there are a couple of the channels you can check out for your interest. You can check out Audioholics.
You say audio
Holics. You can check that channel out too.
Audioholics. Oh
Yeah.
man, he's about to give you a laundry list of all the guys in the home theater. You're gonna be
These are all the home theater guys.
crazy rabbit trail.
Yeah, I see him right here.
And for TVs, you can check out Stop the FOMO.
And you say what's the second one?
For TVs and projectors and all of that stuff, you can check out Stop the FOMO. He's good.
Oh yeah,
Stop
I'm subscribed to him. Remember we talked about him a few weeks ago? I was like, man, he too technical with it, man. I don't be knowing what all.
He's what they
He
call a
knows
nit
his
nerd.
stuff. Omo's a
Yeah,
good
he
dude.
knows his stuff.
He comes to M-Wave, and he and Brian do our projector or TV shootout. So they'll put TVs side by side and have some fun with that. We do projector comparisons. So we have a lot of cool stuff.
Like I watch him, and I'm like, what is that? What does this mean? But then I go to what's the other guy? Steve.
Brian whispered.
Steve.
Tech Steve.
Talk about Tech Steve.
And then Tech Steve would break it down because I'm like, man, what does that mean? But
Tech Steve's more of a consumer type guy. Stop the phone though is he gets real deep into.
He's technical. He's more
that's
technical.
PCD of the TV.
Yeah.
He's PC.
Yeah, he gets under the hood.
He gets up under there and be like, listen, this is, I'm like, what that mean? And he be talking, but I listen to him and then I go over to Tech Steve because they go back. It seems like when one drop one on the television, the other one will have it, if not that same day, the next day.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
so
The guy in Digital Trends does the same thing.
yeah, Digital Trends. Yeah. Yeah, I'm subscribed to him too. And so them three, out of them three, I like Digital Trend. He's like a modern.
Yeah.
He and then he'll throw a little joke up in there and everything.
Yeah. He has some fun with it. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely has some fun with it. Yeah, because he got a new
Now
studio.
you have Youth Man.
Yeah,
So
listen,
you make sure you watch everything that he puts out.
So my channel is, I keep it pretty simple because honestly, I'm not that engineer. I'm not the super dive deep. I want to make content that no matter who's watching, you're going to at least have a pretty good understanding of what I'm talking about. I'm not going to be talking way up here to make me sound, really eloquent or super knowledgeable. I just want to make sure that what I'm speaking, you can understand, you can grasp. Even if you don't understand it in its entirety, I'm going to at least give an analogy that you go, okay, I get that. I may not know exactly what this is, but I can understand the principle of it.
Yeah, and see, that's what I like. I like it. And not to knock on none of the other guys, because I go through and I watch it and I start picking up things, but I know the one gentleman, boy, he go up under
FOMO.
Like, he
FOMO knows his stuff, man.
And he be like, yeah, this and that. I'm like,
what is it? And he and Brian's another great guy. His channel is Whisper Status, but I think he just changed it. It's no longer, let me see, Whisper Status. So he now calls it Brian's Tech Therapy.
Brian's Tech.
So Brian has a great channel. He and FOMO do a lot of stuff together.
Okay.
But he's pretty much primarily just TVs. So if you're into TVs, he'd be a great resource as well.
Oh yeah, I see him.
And the reason why I'm giving you this laundry list there is because I want to get you there.
Yeah.
to get you to the rabbit hole.
For sure.
You know I'm gonna get there, man. Just gotta. Yeah, you know I'm gonna get there. You know, sometimes I got to see it with my own eyes, man.
Yeah. Well,
So,
if you're ever
you
in
know,
Florida, hit me up. How about that?
yeah, I was just down in Florida.
What part of Florida you in?
Near Tampa and Orlando, in between.
Oh,
I was in
I
Orlando.
visit my uncle a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lives in
Yeah, Orlando's about 45 minutes from me.
Orlando. Okay.
Yeah, I had some fun in Orlando. Ate good too, so. Yeah. But I'm gonna get ready, guys. We're gonna get ready to shut this down. I got to get up.
It was good hanging out with y'all. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes.
Mike,
thank you for coming on.
Yeah, man. I definitely didn't know. And now we know.
Well, I'd just subscribe to your channel as well. So now we're friends. How about that?
Yeah, we definitely.
Yeah. Feel free to reach out anytime, fellas.
No problem. Hey, you want to tell the people your channel and tell them to subscribe and all that?
Yeah, it's just Youthman, YOUTHMAN. So if you search Google, you'll find me. I'm pretty much on all the platforms. And
look, from what I saw, they all knew you. As soon as you came in, and I'm not even paying attention. I'm just looking at the camera. They like, hey Dale, you man. Yeah, I'm like, who was you man? Like everybody's saying hi. So
you got a good group, man. Good group on here, man.
Yeah, they definitely loyal. And we all learn from each other. So
to me, that's the best part of it is the community. You know, it really, really is. The gear's fun. TVs are cool. You know, sneakers are cool. But the reality at the end of the day, if we don't have anybody to share that passion with, it's not really that great.
Yeah,
it's all about building relationships and supporting each other, man. And so that's why I popped in the chat and said, hey guys. So just showing some love.
Appreciate it. Hey Vincent, you want to talk to the people?
Just guys, Dale, I appreciate you having me on. Like Youthman, I don't have a channel. I just come on and I'm just an enthusiast. I've been a tech guy all my life.
That's awesome.
A fan is like everything that new that comes out, you always get it first. And I'm like, that's just what I do. Everything I buy for me.
There you go. Good.
And then when I started, and I got the inspiration from people like yourself with when I saw your journey, I was like, I'm building a theater. And I told my wife, I'm taking this corner of the basement and I'm building a theater. And it's not the biggest theater in the world, but it's good enough for me and my family.
I appreciate it, David.
But thank you, Dale.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, Rich, you want to talk to the people?
All I got to say, Dale, is that I'll get you down that rabbit hole.
Hey, look, I appreciate you. Hey, Rich,
Mike, it's good to see you.
Pleasure meeting you, Rich.
Yeah, but Dale, when you close the show, I'd like to speak to you for 2 minutes in the chat, right?
Okay. Yeah, we could do that, and then I'm head on up so I can get on up, man. 4:30s be doing me in over here.
That'll be early.
So everybody in the chat, I appreciate y'all. Everybody who's viewing on your devices, I appreciate you as well. Salute to everyone who sent. I don't have my phone down here. It has to be upstairs. But I was hearing it ring on my headset right here. So salute to everybody who donated tonight. Is always appreciated. I will see you probably tomorrow because I still want to get into this Apple TV 4K and the new update that a lot of people are liking. So it finally made it to the 2nd generation. I didn't even have to hook up the 3rd generation to get it. So it's out there. We'll go live tomorrow, probably for about an hour, and then we'll go from there. Because I'm gonna be busy this weekend. We got a lot of movies to go and see, and a lot of football I got to go and see with my kids. So
once you get the big screen, football is gonna be in your living room. Then see,
big
sound, big screen.
Hey, look, we be out there right now, and again, man, my wife, can y'all turn that down? And so we be having to give her money just to send her on.
I send my wife shopping. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna go crank it up. Just go do something. Doesn't matter what you do.
Right here, you go. Go do something.
I get it.
So everybody, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all on the next one, guys. Peace out.
Peace.